Hey everyone, welcome to episode 18 of Roll for Adventure. Ended off a pretty hectic session last time, so we're interested to see if it stays that way or it calms down potentially. Make sure to continue liking, subscribing, and take your time watching episodes. We know they're long, but it's worth it.
Okay. Having made your way in the direction of potential ensuing chaos down in the Ring of Earth, descending from the low stone, you began to hear muffled voices, screams, cries for help, people moving rapidly through the city. You descended and came to talk to a few guards near the base, some of the civilians making a move. Realized that something wrong was happening in the gardens. Began to head in that direction to see Legion members and guardsmen and wardens defending against some sort of attack from within the gardens themselves. As you rush through, you could see tree and vine that had sprung to life, seemingly attacking anything within the vicinity. As you moved through a little further, you realized that the wardens seemed to be the primary target of these attacks, as not just trees, but the rocks of the environment around you were springing to life. You continued through a few battle sites, legionnaires taking down these creatures. Eventually you came upon Carmine, the Grand Master of the Legion, who was tackling a large mound, one of the largest creatures that you have seen in the gardens here. You push slightly further in and found Gavia, the tiefling druidic elder of the Bloom Grove, was seemingly holding back whatever onslaught was happening from the large oak tree that rests here in the garden. He asked if Yorna would have him destroy the tree, or if you could protect him for some time so that he could try to quell whatever was happening. You were able to defend him, allow him to maintain his concentration for a few rounds, allowing him to succeed in his endeavors. As he did so, the leaves of the trees kind of grew still before dispersing out into the gardens, the air around you growing immediately colder as soon as that happened. As you're all standing here in this moment, as the leaves subside and Legion members seem to wash in the direction of the tree, you see Gavia, who stands slightly taller than all of you, maybe about 6'2", kind of lets out a large gasp. The last remaining air in his lungs, falls to a knee, clutching his staff in hand, trying to keep himself upright. And as he does, the chill in the air around you seems to grow a bit more until, from seemingly the sunny morning air, clouds seem to gather overhead as he falls into a state of having used everything that he had to maintain that. He falls to a knee and just kind of regains his breath for a moment as you're all gathered around and the remaining Legionnaire members seem to gather up. What's everyone doing?
I will instantly, to the fallen large creature in front of us, I'm going to go up to it and I'm just going to, while everyone's catching their breaths, I'm going to figure out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's doing that, I am gonna crouch down next to Gavia and just kind of steady him a bit and just make him feel like, like I'm there for him.
You crouch down to his side and kind of sit with him for a moment. You can hear him heavy breathing. It's a lot for the first thing in the morning.
I thank you.
Of course. You can see this, like a worried expression on his face as he can hear the Legion footsteps pushing up behind him. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
So, montage or a minute?
Yeah, if you want to take some time to do this.
Yeah, you're a kid.
Oh my gosh.
First roll of the day.
Damn, first roll and it's an
I've read about this before.
Total?
You really? 26.
At 30.
This was, in fact, a shambling mound.
He
which
was
is
shambling.
just considered a large plant creature. Resistant to fire, as you learned. Immune to necrotic. Cannot be blinded, deafened, or exhausted. And kind of looking over this creature's remains, you can see that it doesn't necessarily have eyes, any way to see. So you get the sense that it likely uses something like echolocation or blind sight, one of those. And other than that, doesn't seem to be anything particularly interesting about it other than the attacks that you witnessed it using.
What type of creature is it?
A plant.
Oh, shit.
That is a creature type.
Oh, I don't even have that in. That's the first plan.
Tree.
With that, I am to try ascertain by looking at it and studying maybe what I know about these creatures. If they are man-made or are they natural beings?
Not man-made, but potentially not necessarily natural.
Okay.
Like summons.
I just keep investigating, looking around for clues.
I just want to like look around and see if there's like any like source of where it started.
Give me either perception or investigation, up to you.
Like 19.
19. Take a bit of a moment to investigate the surrounding, take a bit of a look. And I would say when Gavia finally halted whatever was happening here, you would have noticed that the way that the creatures that remained kind of fell and stopped existing, it was like a wave had gone out from the tree. So whatever happened had started here at this oak.
I'll walk up to Lily. You did a good job. Taking down a few of those things.
I did my best.
Did you happen to see the two kids go past you? Okay,
With the mom.
good. Just wanted to make sure they got out.
Hope they're okay.
What are you looking at?
Just seeing where it all started. Seemed like it all came from the big tree.
Guess anything could have been placed here, maybe? I have a look and see if I see any forms of sure. Last thing. Grab a thing, powder, sprinkle it on the tree to take magic. See if I find any remnants of magic.
Give me an investigation check.
25.
Damn, bro.
Jesus. You throw that up for a moment, and for like the first few seconds, it all kind of alights in a bunch of different colors as the light of the various flowers and plants of this forest kind of get caught in it for a moment before it ignores them. This very low level kind of just magical aura that they seem to present, but You toss it in the direction of the tree. And you don't get a sense that there is any item or rune, or the tree itself isn't magic, but the sense that you're getting with the detect magic out is just that there's just a general slight innate magic to the entire garden.
Am I able to get a hint on what type of magic that perhaps it is? Rough vibe.
Bring up a list of what they all do. Divination.
Do I seem to get that from the flowers I have in my bag?
Yes.
Okay.
When he yoinked from the garden.
Interesting. This place wasn't so damn magical. Maybe I could try sense something, but it's all interfering. Who knows?
As you're all taking the time to look around, you watch as Carmine begins making her way over. The first time that the two of you have seen her up close and not in passing in the heat of battle. Very similar attire to the rest of the Iron Legion, but it looks almost slightly lighter. Her pauldrons are large and layered with not the big sculpted lion heads that the other officers have, but rather like etched in designs that reflect some of the city's symbology. A breastplate, which does have that lion imagery engraved on it. Blacks under her armor, a large red shawl that is vibrant and spotless, apart from the small amount of it that's dragged through the dirt during the fight. She is half elven. Her hair is pulled back, dark brown ponytail. She approaches. Yorna, glad you were here. What do you make of all this?
It's very similar to what I saw at Wood End. In fact, if not the same.
I had a hunch that this might be related. Is it something we need to be worried about happening again?
I mean, I haven't heard of it happening again at Wood End, so I think for now might be okay, but I advise all of the Druid villages to stay vigilant and try and figure out what's happening and why it's happening.
Of course. Kind of looks around from that. Will you be heading in the direction of my offices later today?
I will, yes.
Good. We can discuss your coming back. I have some things to brief you on, and we can potentially discuss this a bit more in depth.
All right.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Yes, who might you be?
Strider, just an adventurer walking past.
Appreciate the help.
You said that this happened at Woodend?
At Wood End.
Was it also a very large tree?
Very large.
Significance?
Yes.
To the city? I tried to do some investigation. Other than whatever magic we already have from these plants, there's nothing out of the ordinary happening. But targeting or happening from very well-known large trees seems to be the only case of it coming out. So we shouldn't have to worry about the rest of the city. But maybe if we know of any other trees like this, potentially.
Do I recall, like, any of the other Druid villages to have, like, I know that they're not necessarily much like Wood End, but it's like, do they have?
I mean, Wood End is quite literally situated around that giant oak. The Bloom Grove, the Village of Flowers, is situated in a forest, but they are in all sides surrounded by flowers and flora, not a particular tree.
They magical like these ones?
You asking someone?
I said that in Garrett by accident. If that's a well-known thing.
Give me a history check.
Since all these plants.
Or nature. History or nature.
Well, I know my history is probably better than my age. Well, are you, nature? Where are you? Save the day.
Intelligence.
No, it's not. History, you'll say. 13.
13. You would know that there is a slight magical essence that runs through all of the flora? Yes, that's plants. All of the flora around the city, including the gardens and the various druidic villages. So there is a slight essence to it all.
I wonder if there's some sort of ley line connecting all forests that allow whatever this is happening to just spread between each.
Actually, there is something I'd like to discuss with Gavir.
I apologize. You two know each other?
Yes, so while I've been off, I have run into these lovely folk, and we have...
You as well.
Yep, and we've just kind of gotten along well, and I don't know, hit it off, I suppose, as just a group that we were all part of that caravan outside when the warden malfunction happened. So
Right, yes.
kind of just went from there.
Luckily, I was on a mission nearby getting some kobolds.
We bonded.
Yeah.
Right. Well then, if you can meet me in my office as soon as you're done here,
Yes.
I'll have some legionnaires cordon off the gardens for the time being until we confirm that this won't happen again. Right,
All right, I will be seeing you later.
of course, as soon as you can.
Will do.
And she will begin making her way out of the gardens. And as she does, maybe 50, 60 feet away from you, you can all see another figure running in. Significantly taller. You all saw this individual at the gates. Deep gray skin tone, black hair pulled back with a small block of purple through the front, that double-bladed scimitar on her back, this female Goliath legionnaire who seems to run up to Carmine and start having a rather intense-looking conversation as they kind of walk back towards the entrance.
I want to speak to Gabi. I'm gonna go back to him. There is something that I wish to discuss with you if you have a little bit more energy left.
Of course, can we walk and talk? I would like to check on the rest of the gardens.
Yes.
Right.
Well, truth is, there is... Actually, Strider, I'll need your backup on this one.
Walk over.
Just stay near.
Well, I just mean that in the forests near here, there was a dryad
Quite possibly.
who spoke of a corruption. I'm worried it's related to what's been happening to these trees. Can you show him, please?
Sure. I will unravel it.
Yeah.
No, real. Dryad has given me a mark that symbolizes that I must help.
Deal with the corruption, find it, I don't know. But she said something about it being in the center.
Yeah, potentially it could be the city based on it. If it does help, the Dryad was surrounded by 1,000 of their kin dead, and had some hostile. It said the hag is its mother, and the hag told it the hag did it. But apparently the only way to fix it is, I don't know, killing people, or we fix the corruption.
I figured this was something that maybe should be brought to your attention.
And thank you for doing so. Where did you say that you encountered this creature?
It was
Outside the city in the southern part.
close to a goblin camp. I don't know if you know of any.
Just point on the map. It's about a day and a half from there.
Right. Curious. Let's do a quick loop of the gardens, make sure everything is under control, and then we can find somewhere private to chat.
All right.
I'll just quickly walk back over to Lily. I'm just gonna whisper. Do not tell anyone you stole fucking flowers from here.
What?
My lips are sealed.
Because now I'm an accomplice because they're in my fucking bag.
Them somewhere where no one can find them.
No, that shit's
Your ass.
rare as fuck.
But so you want to keep them?
I need them for a recipe, okay?
But I thought you didn't want to be an accomplice.
Well, you can't just unbecome an accomplice. That's not how that works.
So you're keeping the evidence?
Yes, because I need it.
Okay.
I was gonna take some eventually, to be honest. Makes it.
Damn.
You gotta take more?
No, this is all I need. Why are you like yell whispering?
I don't know.
Alright, we're supposed to meet up with some. Well, there's a tiefling dude.
The tiefling dude?
Yeah, let's follow. We have a mini argument.
Yeah. Friends seem to be having a heated discussion.
Yeah, those two are interesting.
This has me concerned. The city was already on edge. As I mentioned, we're considering postponing the festival. Now that something's happened, I fear that there might be some... There'll be a wee bit of talking required, I think.
Another thing, that plant life that came from the tree seemed very, especially aggressive towards the fuel that was used.
I'm curious, one of your friends mentioned something about that. Is that something that you know of?
Yes, I tested it. I put some of it on my blade and they started attacking me instead.
Curious.
I've been wanting to talk to the Gears leader, you could put it that way, about what is in that fuel source, because I think it might be connected to this as well.
No, that's not good, but see what you can dig up.
Have you heard about a new drug that's been being used around?
I don't think so.
It's some sort of tea leaf, harmless, that people are using. I believe that it also could be used in the fuel source that's being used.
That would understand or explain what's happening. Some kind of ill will.
What is the plan? You wanted to speak?
I think we can head off now. The gardens seem relatively peaceful other than what just happened. Is there somewhere private we can have a discussion?
We can always go back to my place. It's very close.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I lead the way to my house.
Yeah.
I stand back because I have no idea where we're going.
Have you not been over yet?
No.
Oh no.
Then you weave your way back through the gardens and maybe a 1-minute walk from the gardens themselves. The small house that just sits here that was once mainly for the druid folk when they came through town, but has since been commandeered by yourself. Yes. Oh yes, I've been here a number of times. Shall we?
Open the door.
He steps in. From one of the back rooms, you can hear snoring kind of echoing through the walls.
Oh, I forgot about her.
You have guests.
She is hammered. You don't need to worry about her.
Very well.
I guess it makes sense that you have roommates. It's a lot of rooms.
Yes, well, I mean, she doesn't usually stay here. She was just a bit honked
You just
from
have a-
last night.
You just live in a 4-bedroom place by yourself. That's pretty lonely. Doesn't it get?
That's what I said.
I mean, it serves its purpose. It's not...
Gavia kind of walks over. And at this point, you can begin to hear the patter of rain on the roof. He, whips a finger in the direction of the fireplace, and it kind of roars to life. I'm going to sit down. Walks over and just takes a seat.
Do you need anything? Cup of tea?
Tea, if you have it, would be excellent.
No, I'll make some tea up for everyone. Sit it down. The clouds you're doing after all of that, or?
Potentially. That was a rather concentrated burst of elemental energy.
Okay. No, sit down.
Right. What are we discussing?
Just about the corruption with the Dryad, and I also think we should let all of the Druid villagers know about what has happened here.
Of course, I will send out communications, but we have a meeting in a few weeks. There's probably a chance for a more in-depth discussion then.
It's probably good timing then.
That's some information that could help if you know what to do with it. I recently spoke to a fae other than the Dryad, and I have some forest friends, and speaking to those, they also feel a sickness kind of getting closer to them. They can feel off sometimes.
Could explain why the flowers in the bloom grove and the gardens here in town were dull right up until the bloom. It's concerning if there's something spreading through the wild.
What do you make of all of this?
I don't know what to make of it yet. Seems like something is pissed off the forest or is making it sick.
Well, there's definitely a few places I need to stop to get some more answers.
How many Druid villages are there?
3.
So there's one where you come from,
Wood End.
just
Blooming
had
Grove.
the issue. Bloom Grove, and that hasn't had the issue yet, has it?
Our flowers were dull, much like the ones in the garden have been for weeks, but we haven't seen violence like this.
They have a tree as well.
No, just the flower gardens.
I wonder if what is the water place name?
Ridgewater?
Ridgewater. Wonder if Ridgewater had any strange...
If they did, they would likely be the last to feel it. It's nothing but stone and water up there. I'm concerned if this started in the trees and it's making its way through the flowers, there's a chance this corruption is...
Might spread through all things natural.
Yes.
Oh, well, what did the Dryad say? Like, didn't they give us a hint on where to look?
She said the center.
They also said that we would know when we see it.
Incredibly helpful.
Yes.
Maybe we can look on, like, landmarks or monuments, either in the city or around the city.
I think we do have a conversation tomorrow that could lead to some more answers.
That's right.
But I would wait for that conversation before we start jumping to conclusions without a full rundown of what's happening.
Either way, it feels like we are running out of time slowly.
I think it might be best if I attempt to return to Bloom Grove as fast as I can and make sure nothing has happened there. But I would like to leave some form of communication or eyes with you at some point, so I'll make contact before I head off.
Perfect. Alright, then I guess just find more answers, I suppose. Try and figure this out.
I think we might as well rest for the day anyway. It's already been a rough morning, so not much we can do. Plus tomorrow we have a solid lead.
And I have a headmaster to turn into, so
Yeah.
I will be catching you guys later.
Yeah, I got some stuff to do.
Gonna be alright, Lily?
Oh well, it'll be a long time till I go back to the sweet somethings in the evening.
Alright.
So I'll probably just walk around.
Maybe keep an eye on the streets make sure no one gets too close to the garden. I know there's guards and Legion out there, but if you really have nothing better to do.
I'll find you if something comes up.
That sounds good. Alright, well, I guess...
I'm terribly sorry. Did I catch your names?
I'm Lily.
Nice to meet you.
Strider.
Gavia.
Yeah,
Caviar? Caviar.
you were the one on the stage, correct?
Yes, it's not... speeches are not my thing. Usually the other elders of my village would handle that, but they wish to stay behind at the village and keep an eye on flowers.
Can you contact Vandir as well?
I can make efforts to.
I think it's important someone there knows as soon as possible that same things happened here.
Once I have my strength back, I'll make contact with the other villagers, but that might have to wait until tomorrow.
Well, feel free to rest here as long as you'd like. As you know, I have the space.
Of course.
There's biscuits in the pantry as well.
Homemade?
Oh no, I don't bake much.
Well, as much as this conversation of baking or baked goods is thrilling,
Thrilling.
as much as
I do
like
have
tea.
to be heading off too, if that's what you're saying.
yeah, I'm gonna head off.
Okay.
It was nice meeting you.
Likewise. And thank you for your efforts today. It would have been difficult if you had not shown up. Legionnaires had their hands full.
Well, once again, I thank you for putting that tree under control.
You deserve some good rest.
Thank you.
All right, rest easy.
I'll look it.
I'll also get up.
Bye.
Goodbye. He kind of just relaxes into the couch.
I very much hope Daria doesn't bother me.
She's sleeping throughout the whole day.
Admittedly, I'm upset how strong those things were. They're just plants after all.
I thought my fire would work.
I
You
thought
know,
that too.
I feel logically fire would make sense, but it's strange that it works the other way.
Even I tried fire. Didn't work. Yeah, I'm no good at tracking those things. You don't really train to track plants.
No.
So the fact
Only
that-
really the edible kind.
Yeah, the fact that they could walk now just...
Well, they're not meant to like that. That's definitely something wrong there. Well, I have some people to see today, so I will leave you two to it.
Yeah.
And I will go to the headmaster first.
What's everyone else doing?
I want to look for a library.
I go home.
Yeah, use those flowers.
Gonna craft with some stolen flowers.
Gifted.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it wasn't Strider.
They are still stolen goods.
Actually, I'd like to get a S's first,
Okay.
Library.
while I'm at this district.
We'll start with Yorna.
It goes deeper.
Staple.
You make your way up through the low stone, continue up the extended staircases until you find your way into the high stone and begin wandering the guild hall-lined streets, the larger buildings at the top of the city here. Eventually, the familiar sound of sword clashing from training yards greets you, and you make your way into the headquarters of the Iron Legion. Making your way in and up through a few different buildings until you come to almost the top floor of one of these institutes. You find yourself walking the hallway that contains the Grand Master's office. you can hear the door is open, and you can hear conversation inside.
I am going to eavesdrop for a little bit and then walk in.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Annie. Okay. 18.
Okay. You can hear Carmine is obviously in here, but so is Kari. Yeah. Picking up partway through that conversation. We checked everywhere in the gear, checked the various guild halls around, seen if anybody has seen her. Last place she was spotted was by Natasha in the actual workshop. Well, that lines up with what we've been hearing.
I can't deal with a missing persons case as well. I walk in.
Yorna, good. I assume we have you back on board as of this afternoon?
Yes.
Good. Have a seat. We need to update you on the last week or so.
All right. I sit down.
See Kari kind of sitting there, 7 and a bit feet tall, just kind of hunched in a chair, hurriedly like tapping her foot, like, hurry up and get to the point, we need to be back out there. As Carmine kind of long story short, we haven't seen Elowen for the last week or so. I handed her that vial that you gave me.
Yes, which I later figured out was just the fuel source.
Right, yes, that is the same information that I got. Actually bumped into her on the way to give it to Natasha, so I gave it to her directly. Yes, she just confirmed it was the fuel source for the new automatons I've been working on for a few months. Haven't seen her since.
So that was a week ago.
That was just less than a week ago.
Okay. That really sucks, because I wanted to ask her about this fuel source. I think what happened down at the gardens, those plant creatures were going after that fuel source. I think there's something in there that nature just has a very aggressive stance on.
Told that we needed more regulations around the gear. Right. Shit. Kari kind of pipes up. We've been trying to locate her for the last 4 or 5 days. No luck. Natasha was the last one to see her.
Any ideas where she might have gone? Did she say anything?
We've been asking around. There's been people in the Lowstone saying that they potentially saw someone that looked like her, but hasn't led to anything.
Interesting.
Disappeared without a trace. My entire regiment is deep in investigation, hence the lack of manpower around here at the moment.
See. It's interesting that Natasha didn't say anything. I was at the gear.
We asked
the
her
other
to
day.
keep quiet. And since you weren't back with us yet, we didn't want to worry you with this information until you had made your way back.
Fair enough, I was on leave, technically,
Exactly.
so...
And sorry for involving you this morning, but we're lucky that you were there as well.
No, it's fine. It's... You know, same thing happened back home, so for it to happen again at this home, it's a bit disconcerting.
Gary kind of arcs up a bit. That's right. This happened at Wood End as well, didn't it?
Yes,
Same thing.
same thing. The Wood End didn't have the big shambling mounds.
So it's getting worse.
That is one way to look at it.
Right. Well, wherever Elowen is, we need to find her first.
All right. I might be able to help find her, if you would.
How do you mean?
Well, you saw I had some people with me. Their names are Strider and Lily. We've been doing odd jobs together. Well, I know I was on leave, but I couldn't help it. I decided to do a few things here and there with them, and they are a very capable group. And they are also... They bring a very fresh perspective to, I guess, how things work in this...
You're asking me to bring in inside help, outside help.
Yes and no. I mean, I would be not using them, but how should I put this? They know people, they know places, they have information that we typically could not get our hands on. And I think it is a very great opportunity for me to stick with them, and I can probably help find Elowin. I'm very confident.
What are you asking me, Yorna?
I'm asking you to relieve me of any guard duties around the city in order to have the time to track down Elowin with the help of these two individuals.
Give me a persuasion check. Take advantage.
Thought you would never ask.
Net 20!
Okay.
For a total of 25. Ooh. If something urgent comes up, I can be there. But I think this is the best way for me to find these things, this information.
Looks over at Kari. Kari kind of not annoyed but frustrated that this is the route they have to go. Kind of gives a nod. Carmine, here's what I'm going to do. We will continue looking into this on behalf of the Legion, but we cannot continue to spare so much manpower on an investigation. We'll continue looking into it. If you can find anything to further your search, to prove that you're on the right path within the next... Yes, I'll give you an additional 4 days off to pursue this with your compatriots. If you require longer, you are to provide proof that you are on the right path, and we can enlist your help in an official manner and provide funding, which means that we can free up our manpower to be back on the streets. Until then, Kari will also be investigating these next 4 days. It would behoove you, if you end up crossing paths, to be the ones to pull away. If the official investigation crosses paths with your own.
Meaning what exactly? That?
If you are looking into something that
Yes.
Kari and her regiment are also looking into, you would be the ones to back off.
Got you.
If 4 days goes by and you have no additional proof, then I will require you back on duty.
That sounds very reasonable to me.
Good. What's up with Kari? We'll continue our investigation. I don't like our chances of coming up with anything more, but we'll do what we can. We'll try to stay out of your way, but make sure that you try and stay out of ours.
Will do.
Need to keep some air of professionality to this. Right. 4 days. Try and have something for me.
I will. Thank you.
Lily and Strider?
Yes.
Is that a pseudonym?
You could say that.
He said he was what? An adventurer, mercenary?
Adventurer.
Well, have used adventurers in the past. It's nothing new. Just haven't had many competent ones for a while.
Oh, trust me, these ones are. These ones.
Good. All right.
Vouching for you guys right now.
I know wyverns walk.
All right. If you have any further questions, now's the time.
I think I did, but... Well, because the only other thing was for Elwyn. She's freaking gone! Ah! No.
All right. Dismissed.
Alright, I stand up, I nod, take my leave.
All right.
I'm one of those guys standing outside, and I'm like, did she really use the Hoover? And does it work?
Oh my god, I can't believe she's gone! That's so annoying.
As we pull back from that, we head in Strider's direction,
Oh, boy.
heading up to S's.
Yeah,
All right.
goes deep.
Goes deep.
You make your way up to the small studio office where Sebastian spends most of his working hours away from the main print house or the family home. Make your way up. The door seems to be unlocked.
It's open, I walk in, and as I take my first step, I announce, Strider,
Welcome back.
does he seem like chill?
Give me an insight check.
I don't know if he just knows anything that's been happening. 14.
He seems very little more than confused as to why you're back within about half an hour.
A bit of blood on me.
Yeah. Something happened?
Yeah, okay, you might want to get your people on this. The garden spawned, like, creatures, like twig creatures, big plant things, and people were under
Right.
attack. It's dealt with now.
He picks up like a small string instrument that's sitting next to him, plucks a few things, and like a slight illusory sphere kind of apparates for a moment, and he touches the side of it. Sally, you send a few of our reporters down to the garden, please. He just dismisses the all.
Damn.
Yeah, those, as we left, we just heard screaming, so we ran down. I should have gotten you, sorry.
That's all right. Everyone okay?
Yep, I believe I was able to save the only kids that were really in danger.
Good.
So everyone's okay.
And you're all right?
Yeah, we're doing all right. Pretty strong. They're just frustrating that they were so tough, because I tried to figure out what they were, and they're just plants. Like, they're not like a fae or anything. They're just things. Seems that what we've been investigating might lead to this, so it seems that everyone's now getting involved slowly.
Yeah, shit. Hopefully we can find something fast then.
Well, we do have a conversation with the succubus that we think is working with the material tomorrow.
Hopefully I can get this ball rolling a little bit.
We didn't get much time before needing to rest last night to chat, so I was hoping we could finish our conversation.
Of course.
Just because a lot's happened recently, and I'm struggling with a lot of pressure and a lot of things on my mind, and I felt it only right to share that with you, since you've taken care of me for most of my life. So I just want to keep you not worried about me when I make decisions that are obviously going to impact my health.
Not worried as much as I can be, anyway.
For the past day and night, I wasn't really able to sleep, thinking about that letter, and no matter how I think about it, the reason she does it, if maybe it's righteous, if it's just, is she playing executioner? Is it evil? Is it wrong? Doesn't change that I love her and that she's the only connection that I have to that family. I realize that I haven't been sort of like kind of hits the table a little bit. I have not been following my code. I've been blindly walking it like I was asleep. But even though she says she doesn't follow the same code and the things she does can't be done with that type of code, I think she embodies what the code means more than I ever have. She's putting herself in danger, trying her hardest to fight devils or whatever things are out there that threaten the city, these people. And I've just been hiding, learning to slink in shadows and fight some monsters, but never really take it to the front lines and fight the bigger ones. And I just can't live like that. It's a wake-up call for me. To be able to save her and to keep her safe and to fight by her side, I need to be stronger than I am now. And I need to relearn what I was originally doing. And you're not gonna like it, but I've kept it secret and away for a long time, but I have a few potions that can get me there. It's just gonna be tough for me to handle them.
Will it be safe?
I will live. I'm not gonna jump in and do it straight away. I'm gonna ease my way in by using smaller doses until I think I can handle such a change. But I don't know if you know much about my potion making, but most of my potions are variations of my base mix, which is just a shit ton of dragon's blood. And it's almost impossible to swallow as is, but if I up the dosage, it could make them stronger and potentially give me something that I don't have already.
Sure. You'll make it out the other side of this.
I think I will. I want this more than I want anything. I just want her to be safe. I don't want to feel like I'm failing the thing that I always told people that I was following. And I want to be strong enough so that when I find her, that I know that if I had to break the code to save her, I would. And I want to be strong enough so I wouldn't have to.
I can tell that you've made your mind up. Make sure you take the time to do something this drastic right.
No.
Make sure that you keep people around you. Don't disappear on us.
I'll do my best. As Strider stands up to go to the door. Can I ask you a question about morals?
Of course.
I've been questioning if the code has been outdated, and I think a few of them may be. But the question I have for you involves the life of a human. The code has stated that I must protect humans, innocent people, from monsters. And what if a human does something a monster does that I would have killed a monster for? Does that mean I only judge people by if they look like a monster?
This city has seen its fair share of men that are worse than any monster lurking in the woods outside of it.
I had a feeling. I feel like maybe back in those days monsters were everything, but now, with the powers that people have, humans can also be monsters. I just don't think it's fair to show mercy to some monsters if they're good, but not punish some people that are worse than monsters. Maybe there's a threshold where someone crosses the line and becomes a monster themselves.
Your upcoming trip to the brass. Make a stop by the spire.
Thank you. I walk out and go home.
Did you say dragon's blood? What in the twisted? Oh my god.
God, hanging out.
About to be.
As you exit and begin your journey home. Was a little dumb.
How to go to the library?
Man, it's like, yeah, God stuff, woo, Legion, library, blood. Jesus. Continue.
Feel bad for that mother now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. What kind of a library are you at?
Mainly ones that hold records of anything around Argentum.
Alright. You do a bit of wandering, make your way up to the kind of smaller scale end of the High Stone. All of the guild halls spread around that large L-shaped section of the city, but at the top of the staircase that leads up, there's a few smaller buildings, a few smaller businesses, one of which is a library that I think you had discovered previously and other people had heard of, which is the Argentum Archives, which is essentially a like local history and public records library.
Okay.
You make your way into this quite large open-floored building. There seems to be a small central kiosk in the middle where there is a single employee that is tending to a few different people who are checking out books or returning or turning books into the library. You can see that there's maybe a dozen or so people in here, and it's a reasonably large space. You can see at that central kiosk there is an owl folk, an owlin. White, snowy owl complexion, big eyes, a small monocle resting on one cheek, the wings tucked nicely into the back. They have a quill in their hand as they're kind of running around hurriedly, like checking books in and out.
Excuse me.
One moment. And who are you?
My name's Lily.
Hello.
Hello. Your name?
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Rodriguez.
How can I help you?
Oh, what is the max capacity of books that someone can borrow?
2 at a time. If you are a member here at the library, you can withdraw 5 books.
How do I sign up?
And what about when you're in the library?
Oh, you may browse as much as you like. There are reading tables in the corners.
I'd like to check out a lot of books, or like find a lot of books. I'm
Right.
mainly looking on mainly events or groups or gatherings that are based in Argentum.
Yes, city history is that section over there. If you're looking specifically for like groups, collections of people, you'll be looking at aisle 4.
Let's start there.
All right. Let me know if you need any further help. Starts checking books in and out.
hit there. As for events, I want to look on recent events that has happened, mainly with the subject of disastrous stuff happening.
Make your way over to that section of the library, which is about a quarter of this building. Now, this building is, I mean, if you were in like a small town in the countryside, this would be the size of a town hall. Like, this is a large building. You make your way over to that section. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Damn. There's a one.
A one. Right. Looking around here, events, groups, collections. You see a few texts on specifically the dragon that is now draped on the mountain, like analytical reports. But a lot of the section of the library seems to be checked out, drawn. A lot of books containing the subjects you're after seem to be not currently on the shelves.
I like to look for any book that still has that kind of subject and check what was the most recent checked out person who borrowed that book.
Okay. Give me another investigation.
What's yours? Yeah. 7.
7. Wander around for a bit, kind of flicking through a few of these books. Nothing that seems to jump out at you. How long are you gonna stay here for?
I'll actually go back to the owl person, Rodriguez.
Not taking.
Did you find what you were looking for?
No, actually, all the books that I'm looking for are apparently gone.
Oh, yes.
Do you know who or how many people have picked out those books? Do you have any records on?
I can
might have them?
have a look if you know the title of the book you're looking for.
Do you know the most recent book that was checked out from that section?
We've had 23 checked out this morning. Various names.
Any names that pop up more than once?
Looking through. One moment. Like, pulls out a big tome.
Oh, God.
There's Monday, Tuesday. Huge list of names. You can see that this is like the public domain library. You can see like every so often there'll be a collection of like 50 of the same book with like a school or institute that has come and borrowed them.
Oh my god.
History, historical groups, disaster. I'm seeing the name Nivi a few times, Nivi. Is that ringing any bells?
No. Do they have any contact details?
I'm afraid we don't have such things on hand.
That's okay. I'll figure that out on my own.
Doesn't come with membership.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Are there records on any construction Stuff like that.
What exactly are you looking for?
Maybe large construction projects that has happened in the city as of recent.
I imagine there will be several things on file. He kind of takes a moment, pulls out a book that looks like it's maybe 4 or 5 pages thick, opens it up and waves a hand over it, and this kind of illusory scroll seems to pull up from the book that just seems to be like an infinite wall of text that is kind of fluctuating and moving through. He goes, if I can help you find something.
Magic foot dummies.
I would say anything in the past month.
Anything in the past month? He like waves his hand over it. The scroll seems to shimmer and shift as a 200-300 different sets of information scroll across it in a moment. In the past few months, construction has finally been finished on the new statue in the House of Gold. A new fountain has been erected in the Grand Gardens. An additional guild hall in the High Stone. There has been another block of buildings in the Low Stone. Repairs to the orphanage in the Ring of Earth.
What happened to the orphanage?
That was just some hubbub there. It kind of brings it back over for a second. Several of the windows and the back wall were destroyed. Curious? Something? Looking through. Various applications for renovations, expansions in the Lowstone and the Ring of Earth. Farming grants. Barn being put up. Any of that of any particular interest?
No, nothing really jumps out.
Of course.
Are there any records on anything like expeditions outside of the city?
Like, runs around for a moment, collecting his thoughts and trying to figure out where he can try and pull that information from. As he's running around that desk in a bit of a hurry, the head kind of turns around a full 180 to look at you. Goes,
What the?
can I quickly ask what you're looking for all of this information for?
I'm building a box.
This will mainly help with what happened in the garden, if you haven't heard.
Oh, yes, we had the family run through screaming their heads off earlier today. Yes. Give me a persuasion check. Take advantage.
I say. Dude, me and Kyle, we've got this figured out. Yeah.
I'm excited to hear that.
Persuasion. 24.
24. Yes. All right, very well. And the head snaps back around. What did you ask? Sorry.
Expeditions outside of the city.
Yes, so Adventurers Guild files. Opens up another book. Yes. Wyvern's Horde were sent outside the city to look at a lizard men incursion.
Incursion.
And they also headed out of the city on another investigation to the east. Strange sound is all that it has written here.
Strange sound.
And that's all the information I have.
Does it say who ordered that?
Just that it was an Adventurers Guild job that the Wyvern Horde took on. Other than that, it is just official business that I cannot disclose.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
As a resident of Argentum, what would you say is the center of the city?
Center of the city. If we are talking the spiritual city, obviously the House of Gold would be the center. If you are talking the physical pinpoint center of the city, it would be the arcane sundial that sits in the Ring of Earth.
That's not
Right.
ominous.
I think that would be all for today. Thank you very much for helping.
Sorry I couldn't help more. Let me know if there is anything you want me to set aside for you. Should books come back in?
Any history on the House of Gold?
I can keep an eye out for you if you would like.
And anything on the sundial?
Okay, very well. And that was Lily.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I will keep that on file. Check back in when it suits you, and I will let you know if I have any information for you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Hell yeah.
He hurries back over to the other side of the desk and starts helping some other people.
I haven't returned those books in a while.
That's just all that section.
You guys have been sneaking on the book for months.
Multiple pages.
Anything else Lily's up to?
I'm actually gonna walk to the sundial.
All right. As you start making your way down to the sundial, then I'll jump back to. Is there anything specific Strider's doing on his way?
Yeah, I got lots now.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Okay, what do we got?
Would like to head to my house.
Mhm.
Open the door.
Yeah.
Go look around. Actually, I want to make sure I'm not followed.
Give me a perception check.
Trust that. Right. Oh. Fucking amazing. What's my perception? I keep
Another
forgetting.
20.
The wind is falling.
I should really know my perception. Oh, I keep forgetting it.
Plus 10?
Yeah, plus 10. 29.
9.
Wow. Yeah, I see everything.
I'll say that about halfway back to your house,
You're getting sniped.
you think that you catch something out of the corner of your eye, but by the time that you have any chance to focus on anything, it's nothing. Not sure if it's just seeing things or being overly suspicious at the moment, but it felt like there was something there, but there wasn't.
Well, a 29.
You are.
Could I haven't rested shit. Do anything. That's lots. Can I use my can I try and investigate the area that I thought I saw them?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
Do it the old-fashioned way. About abilities. Investigation, that's 12.
Kind of head over to the area, just, corner of a building that leads into an alleyway. You kind of come over and take a look, and there's footsteps here, but they look like they could have been here for 3 days. It's nothing jumps out at you as someone was here watching me.
Alright, I'll head back to my place. More on the edge now.
Yeah.
Close the door behind me.
Mhm.
Look around. Lock it.
Mm.
I go to the table that I have a bunch of shit on, and I just scatter it to the winds. And I grab out the flowers, and I put them there against one of my herbalism kits and poisons kit. Grab some empty vials.
Oh boy.
I go over to the rug, and I flip the rug off, and I unlock the hatch,
Yeah.
and I walk down into my basement.
The cellar.
And I will bring out a large wooden barrel, and I'll chuck it on the table, lock it up, and I'm going to make a few potions mixing this rainbow flower with the dragon's blood. And I am going to, before I lock that, go back down, grab one of my totems that I have stashed away, So put on it, wipe the dust, skip to a page that's half ripped, and kind of read it and think. Thinking back to how I've think on this before, and I think this might be the flour I need, and I'm gonna make a few vials. Just some rough vials of Hunter's Mark and such with these, with going from probably like a 15% to an 80% base. I'm gonna put everything away.
Yeah.
And take all of that and travel to the grandfather tree.
You're again making your way back through the forest. You taking a robe with you?
Yes. I would like to, before I leave, I lock everything up, put the carpet down. I'm gonna, at my door, I'm gonna grab a bit of rope, and I'm gonna try to tie it to the top and have one of my poison vials set up. So if anyone opens it, it will.
God.
Just for the sake of it, give me a dexterity check.
At least that way you'd also know if anyone went in while you were
That's
there.
mainly what it's for.
You can add your proficiency to that. I'll call this thieves' tools.
24.
24. All right. Yeah, you easily set up a small trap alarm system.
And I head to the tree.
All right, make your way up there. Wondering, is there anything Yorna was doing after a meeting?
After my meeting, I am realizing that the clock has started, and so I want to find Strider and Lily. So I will go to the bastions in the hopes that I will find Strider there.
Make your way up to S's place, Sebastian's. Door seems unlocked.
I'll just politely knock. Coming in.
Of course.
Is Strider here?
You just missed him, actually.
Dang. Well, I just had my meeting with the headmaster of the Iron Legion, and there's a wee bit to unpack. So I was hoping to speak to Strider as I kind of enrolled their help without actually asking first.
Great. I believe there's a chance he'll be busy for the afternoon.
Okay. Do you know if he'll be back in the morning?
I do not.
Do not. We need to find a way to be able to communicate with each other. As a sending stone will be so handy.
There's a stone.
Would I be aware of sending stones?
Give me an Arcana check.
Because I'm gonna pick some up for us at this point. 9.
9. I mean, you've heard of magical messaging devices, but you'd have no idea where to start.
Sebastian, do you know of any ways that you could communicate with someone else over a long distance? Or even just a device that lets you do such a thing?
You a spellcaster?
No.
That'll be difficult, then.
But is there a way?
Spellcraft.
Just spellcraft.
It's the only accessible way. Yeah.
Well, that would certainly not work for me. Even if I was to become a wizard and study, which I will not be doing.
Cell phone.
So, okay. I seem to find myself in this situation a lot where I wish to contact the others and I can't. Oh well, never mind. I will put faith into the fact that Strider will probably return here in the morning. If you do see him, let him know I'm looking for him, and if he wants to come find me, I'll probably just be at my house. He knows where that is.
Alright, I can pass that on.
Perfect. Thank you. Oh, and thanks Sally again for the clothes.
Oh, of course.
I'll return them sometime.
I don't think she's too worried.
Okay, I'll keep them then. They're handy.
I've been out of season for a while.
Oof. I'm wearing out of date clothing. All right, I'm out. No. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna check on Dario.
Okay. You hit home. You're heading that direction.
Shana.
He's heading to the sundial. All right. You make your way down to the Ring of Earth. Down to what is like a small kind of pseudo-entertainment district. You can see a few restaurants here. And kind of almost like a market square surrounding this big arcane device. This thing's maybe 25 feet across, a big rotating core in the center of what looks like some sort of arcane crystal. Around it are a dozen or so big brass bands that all have runes etched along their surface, one of which has a huge pointer needle that comes out from the top. And the closer to the center these rings are, the faster they rotate. The ones on the exterior just rotate ever so slowly with the movement of the sun. Every so often the runes along it will kind of fluctuate up one of the rings and then down another one and then round another one. Every minute that goes by, a series of runic enchantments seem to spin around this device, and then that needle will shift to the next position. And you can see there's maybe 70, 80 people around, kind of coming and going from various lunch establishments.
As a side note, while I'm on my way back home, I do want to keep an eye out for Lily.
Are the runes ever changing?
The runes are fixed.
Okay.
Each band seems to have a very intricate set of runes.
And I like to decipher what kind of runes they are.
Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, come on. 4.
It's hard to decipher, not because you don't know what it is, but this is an unfamiliar configuration. You can see some runes that look like they are beginning the start of illusory magics, but some that are pure enchantment, some that are transmutation. It seems to have a collection of quite a diverse arcane skill set that's been put into creating this.
Are there any what they call, or plates or writings on this sundial?
There's a large plinth, the bottom of which is built out of stone and then transitions up into a metallic fixture that actually holds the one band that goes all the way around this that doesn't move. There is a plaque on the front that just... Let me make sure I'm getting this right.
What's she saying?
It's the default Latin
No.
text when you do like a text box. What is it? Ipsum?
Yeah, Lauren Ipsum.
Yeah.
It has written at the top in Elvish, Sundial of the Stars.
Ooh.
Underneath in common says the Arcane Sundial, kindly created and donated to the city of Argentum by the Gear of Chassanon.
With the gear off such and
The Gear of Chassanon? Or the Gear and
The Gear of Chassanon.
The Gear.
what was the first language, sorry?
Elven.
Elven.
Truta. That was all for that bit.
Of course.
Does it say a date?
1999.
Date.
Yeah, where we at?
What's the time?
Did we miss anyone's birthday yet?
No.
I would say I'm a beginning of the year birthday.
Mine's probably mid-year. Mine's probably just been, actually.
I have no idea. I gave Jacob mine.
I don't have a birthday.
Oh,
Well,
that's how druids did that.
you don't get birthed.
Druids don't get birth, they get grown.
I feel like druids are the top group allowed to celebrate birthdays.
No, they do,
You
because
must
that's
celebrate the
literally,
land.
that is literally why I was in town, is because it was my little sister's birthday.
Oh shit! Well, fuck.
Yeah.
Guess they do that because you just started a birthday.
I just didn't get one because I'm the eldest.
You do see a date on this. It says that it was donated, not a date, but just the year, which was 967 PA,
PA.
A.
which would denote this being donated 6 years ago.
Hmm.
So a year before. I want to look around the area and see if I find anyone of old age and like look like they've lived here for a long time.
Okay.
A senior citizen.
Doesn't take long. Looking around, you can see an elven gentleman who looks like he's seen a few years in the city, or a gnomish elderly woman that seems to be kind of walking out of one of the restaurant establishments.
Go to the elven person. Do you know the story about this sundial?
The sundial? It was installed a few years ago. As a sign of good faith from the Gear up in Chasseneur when they were first founded.
First founded?
So it's from the OG gear.
My memory is foggy, but there, best I can remember, there was always a Tinkerer's Guild on Chasseneur, but they eventually got enough minds together to actually create a founding house. When they did so, the skyships in the nation became a little more prevalent, and as a show of good faith to the citizens here, they installed the sundial.
I see. And it's just been here working all fine and dandy?
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
What do you think of the people from Chasseneur?
I mean, in the wake of tragedy, it's been good to have something to protect us. Even if it is walking chunks of stone and metal. It's a little off-putting, I'll be honest.
So, those came from them too?
The wardens, well, this was installed about 6 years ago, I believe. Then the Gear moved into the city about 4 years ago. They expanded. That's when the wardens began to patrol the streets.
And those originally came from that floating island?
There was talk, I believe, was testing my memory, there was talk, I believe, that the first few had been created in the Flying City, but they're mostly the creation of the head of the Gear in the city here, whatever her name was. Eleanor, something like that.
I think he meant Elowen, but he got the name.
Right now, Eleanor, anyway.
Yeah, fair.
I see. And Argentum has a good relationship with Chassanord since then?
I believe so. Haven't heard otherwise. Skyships continue to operate. The gear continue to patrol our streets. The sundial has continued working. I assume we're in good relations.
Thank you for the talk.
Of course.
I want to head back to the sundial.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to, like, look around and see if there's, like, any, like, imprints or, like, a subtle, I guess, messages that could be hidden within the sundial anywhere.
Give me an investigation check.
I've been running around with it.
Your character is
17!
What languages do you read?
Quite a few.
Oh, God.
See, we got Common, Elven, Dwarvish, Draconic, and Sylvan.
You have Draconic. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
Learn as
click it
people.
You sit there for a bit longer and start studying this device, looking over each ring as it moves. It's hard to see much of the internal spinning rings. They're moving at a speed that's a little hard to even read the big enchantment runes that are on it. As it spins, you do begin to notice something. Not on the slowest moving external rings, but on a few of the slightly faster moving ones. As old as the runes carved on the exterior, on the interior of these bands, is an almost cursive scripture in... The best way I can describe it is an ancient Draconic. You're able to make out bits of it, but not the entire text. There's language in here that would not have been used for thousands of years. It's been lost to time. The bits that you can make out. The eyes of the dragons. Watch and protect. Keep safe. Sun or moon. Just a few phrases that have long, tangling sentences between them that you can't make out, but enough to get that.
Interesting.
As these bands like moving around at a speed that like, you're just able to catch these little details.
Back to the library.
Well, this was like a platinum dragon worship place once, wasn't it?
I speak ancient dragon.
You speak draconic.
Reduce on.
Used to be halfling.
Okay, you're heading back to the library. You're heading home. You're heading to the tree. All right.
Keeping an eye out for Lily.
Actually, yeah. I'd say that probably as you're coming down after your meeting with Sebastian, Lily, you'd probably be making your way back to that staircase to head up to the library, so you'd probably bump into each other.
Oh, Lily.
I'm heading to the library. Gotta go.
Hold on. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
What?
I'm looking for Strider.
Haven't seen him.
Haven't seen him. Then, in which case, I do need to talk to you as well. Mm-hmm. Now seems like a bad time. If you're busy,
I hope.
if you're busy, it's okay. I would rather say this once than say it twice for you and then for Strider. Just after my meeting with Carmine. I wish to talk to you guys about some things.
How'd that go?
Good. I have some time to investigate some things with you guys before I inevitably might be back at the Legion on just regular duties. So,
What are you investigating?
something I want to discuss with both of you when you guys are both in the same room. Like I said, it's nothing bad, but there's some things that we need to get done, and this will benefit our overall investigation as well.
Does it link to the garden?
I mean a little bit.
Okay.
I think,
Then it should be fine.
okay. Well, I think just everything in general seems to be linked in some way or another. But I won't keep you any longer. You look like you were very much in a rush.
I mean, unless you want to join me and help.
What is it you're doing?
So I went to the library and I talked to the owl librarian. His name is Rodriguez. He was very helpful. I wanted to look on stuff about Argentum and like anything that might have happened recently that could have caused like what's happening. And then all the books apparently weren't there, so then I went back to Rodriguez to ask more questions, and then it led to me asking him what he thought was the center of the city, which he said either the House of Gold or the Sundial. And so I went to the Sundial and I looked and read some of the runes on it, and apparently it has to do with Chassanor, as it's from the floating island, and apparently there's a secret message of to do with dragons and their eyes. That's why I'm going back to the library.
I see. Well, I mean, I can aid you in information searching. Two heads are better than one. You have dragon eyes. Yeah, all right, lead the way. I mean, I've got nothing better to do, and if I can't get both you and Strider, then I'll wait till tomorrow and I'll just help you in your endeavors.
Okay.
All right. And I'll follow him to the library.
All right.
It was me all along.
Oh shit.
You make your way back up to Argentum Archives. Again, that like snowy owl individual standing there. You're back.
Yes, I need to find some more information on something new I found.
Of course. Definitely.
Do you have anything on ancient Draconic?
Ancient direct. Potentially. In what context?
Anything to do with the sun or moon?
I mean, ancient civilizations and beings is Isle 6 in the quadrant over there. I can do a bit of a look and see if I can find anything more particular, but you can probably start your search over there.
Thank you.
Of course.
As I stand there in full Iron Legion attire. Do you have a restricted section that I could peruse?
Why?
The Iron Legion needs some information that I'm gathering.
Of course. What subject would you be looking for?
I would like to look on anything about the city itself, its structure, and its inner workings, as in
A map.
how it was built. If this is,
Blueprint.
if there is some restricted topics, the Iron Legion has given me full access to access these.
Give me a deception check.
Ha 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 ha.
She's looking for how to please a woman 101.
15 on deception.
Okay, very well. Just he kind of turns around to another customer. Just give me a couple of moments. With me then. And he'll kind of scurry off to one of the corners of the room where there's a small office. You enter this small room. He pulls out a small crystal and again places it on like a scroll. And again, another like arcane, illusory scroll apparates. Yes. Right, so you're after...
The city of Argentum I would like any records on its structure, as in, like schematics.
Sure. Which time?
As early back as you can go.
Early back? Like scrolls and you see like 200 images of the city fly past until it is interesting. A small, maybe about a third of the size of what the Ring of Earth now is. Like a small township. But where the brass shelf now is an elevated platform of mountain with what looks like an arena on the top of it.
Oh.
Which is essentially looks like it's where that arena is sitting is likely like where the brass shelf now is.
I am looking for any big spaces underground or out of the public eye. I'm looking for caverns or large halls, just a big space.
He kind of scrubs through a few more images. Yes. There are a few pockets within the structure of the underneath of the brass ring. Cellars, warehouses, storage facilities. There's 200 or 300 of those built into the structure. There is the unused pocket of the city under the High Stone, which is mainly used for storage. Again, a few shops from the High Stone have warehouses down there, I understand. And of course, there is the mines in the mountains of the back of the city, but that's not built into the structure itself. Any of that helpful?
Yes. How easy would you say are these to access? Most of these. Are there any that might be harder to access?
How do you mean?
Well, you said some of them were warehouses. Would there be some that aren't in use and would be harder to get
just
into?
about every pocket built into the underside of the brass ring is connected to one of the houses above it.
Oh, I see. All right.
Built into the structure.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think that is all I needed. Yes, perfect. That was great. Thank you.
Of course, he takes that gem and puts it away. Yes. All right.
And I'll get out.
Yeah. What's Lily looking for in the meantime?
See, ancient Draconic.
I know.
Wanna look if there are any books with relations on ancient dragons and human or humankind.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, this cat. What's it? A 9.
A 9. Looking through, you can see a few interesting books on dragons, like a few anatomy books, a few like language books that go over like very basic draconic runes that seem like child's play to you. Some that go over like dragon attacks or sightings from history. Nothing that immediately jumps out at you as with relation to people.
Are there any books that have any of the same runes as the one on the sundial?
Go ahead and give me one more investigation check on it.
10.
Yeah. You spend a good bit of time looking here. Looking kind of up and down a few of these aisles. It's like every 1 in 100 books has something vaguely dragon related, so you spend a bit of time wondering. as you see Yorna come out a small office on the edge of the room, you spot a book which is leather-bound, old book, with a set of runes, one of which you recognize as just meaning dragon in Draconic, but the other two seem unfamiliar, like a scramble of Draconic word.
I'll pull it out and I'll go to Rodriguez.
Walking out with Yorna.
This book,
That one?
are you able to translate it for me?
I can see what I can do.
Of the idea of an owl speaking Draconic. Hoot hoot.
Like, takes it.
Rar.
The primary text seems to be partially common, partially draconic. The runes on the spine, I cannot read. He opens up a book and starts flipping through. Yes. This is the Gens Draconis,
Gens Draconis?
Nation of Dragon.
Nation of zombies.
I can't read the book.
I mean, you open it up and flip through, and most of this book is in a common, or probably something more akin to an old common, the way that we would know Old English. Kind of a bit more poetic in the way that it's written. You skim through. You see a few runes, you see some diagrams. You see a map of what is Lasivit, the nation that you're in, the country at the top of the continent. But again, those same runes that spell out Gens Draconis is at the top of that page. There are 4 points on this map. 4 of the locations of the cities of the nation. You see, they are not named, but in the center of this map you can see a point where the city Zenithia, the capital, now sits. On the top of that map you can see a point where Lysar, the religious city in the north, now sits. You see a point where Nexa, the merchant city in the south, sits. And you see a diagram of the floating islands with another point for Chassanor. You do not see a point or mention of a city where Argentum now sits.
Okay.
Meaning the what? Just wasn't built yet, or?
And there are no notes or messages next to these points at all.
As you're looking through, again, it's kind of, a lot of this Draconic is just nonsense, irrelevant, but I'll get to a few points. The cities are not listed by the names you know them as now. The area that is now known as Zenithia is simply called the City of Ella Uria. Nexa is listed as the city of Zulfar. The area that is now Lysar is written the city of Ronthax. And the flying depiction of what is currently Chassanur is listed as city of Tiagoval.
Huh. Gee.
It's confirmed. All the cities are based on dragons.
I'd like to go to Rodriguez
What's
and show him the book. And do any of these names you recognize?
Ancient history is not my forte.
Do you know anyone that might?
There might be scholars at the academy, potentially. Is this something that you're looking for information on? I could potentially reach out and see if there's anybody.
Anyone that knows of, I guess, civilization before Argentum came along?
I mean, there's a few. I don't have a direct contact, but if anyone was going to know, it would be the headmaster of the school in the High Stone. Ancient old elf fellow. I have a friend who knows someone who could get in touch. If this is the information you're looking to acquire.
Oh, yes, please.
I cannot promise it will be instant, but come back in a few days and maybe I'll have a connection.
Okay.
Do you want to take this with you, or should I?
Yes, please.
All right. Lily, right? Okay. Scribbles your name down. Where are you? You from the city?
No, will be.
Okay. As long as you're not planning on leaving anytime.
Okay.
Scribbles your name down. All right. Very good. I will put my wings out and see what I can find. Hopefully I have some information for you in a few days.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Anything else for you?
No, I'm quite all right. Thank you. You done here?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think we got a good lead.
Certainly got a lot of information there. There's a lot of sticky notes.
There's more.
We're sitting here like we got leads, but I have no idea what these leads have been.
I know.
before.
I feel like it's still important.
I mean, this is information. She's just lore gathering. Battle arena. Should I?
So I did decide to make a city. Campaign 1.
Yeah, but this would have been ages ago.
Before campaign 1.
700 and something years before campaign 1. All right.
Time travel.
We'll come back to you as you're on horseback heading through the forest.
That's right. You're
Running away.
Your cursed tree thing and your dragon blood concoctions. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. You make the travel again through the forest, past these ancient, abandoned buildings and partial structures, till eventually again you come to the outskirts of that clearing, where the tree sits in the center.
Is it a big tree?
How big is this tree?
I mean, it's larger than most. It kind of towers over the forest a bit, and its canopy kind of encapsulates this small area.
How big is it compared to the tree in Argentum?
A little shorter, but not by much.
I pull for a rogue and I just walk up. Seems that I must bother you again, grandfather. You look okay. The large tree in Argentum seemed to summon some plant creatures recently. I wanted to check on you. I'd like to go check where I placed my new letter.
Still there.
I'll take off my necklace. And I will put it inside the letter.
The necklace?
Yeah. As I'm unbuckling my shoulder plates, I stop. To the point where I take off all my... I keep my belts and my pants on, but I take off my leather armor on my chest and my black shirt and reveal just a white plain but a fluffed collar.
Yeah.
And I'll re-equip my straps that have my potions. So it's just freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Put my sheath on. I need your assistance, and potentially I need your blessing. I'm unsure about how I'm supposed to go about this. I've read ripped books and deciphered the tomes. I need you to teach me the ways of monster hunting again. I think I've gone off the wrong path, and I need to take the deep dive into what my ancestors discovered.
You get this feeling of not a loneliness, but a hopelessness that seems to almost lift just a moment. Oh. And
I've deciphered and created my own version of the fusion, but I don't think I'm strong enough to handle it yet. I want you to retrain and help my skills in swordsmanship while I try and get used to stronger doses of my potions.
each path their own speed.
I will draw my sword and take a step back. And I will hold it with two hands and stand firmly where I stand. The skills that I have gained were out of necessity, out of survival. What's ahead of me no longer needs those skills. And I will begin to fight the tree.
Oh, shoot.
As you take that first step forward, that first sign of movement into combat, this tree that stands so still and sways so slowly in the wind, creaking with words that take minutes to express. You hear a sound like a forest of trees all felling at once as the branches spring into a hurried movement and begin like a dozen arms and claws and blades lashing out as you parry and dodge and cut, like you are facing at first one enemy, then two, then five. The canopy of this tree swinging to life like a most intricate combat dummy you've ever seen, whirling around it and allowing for that.
I do that cool anime thing where you get hit and you kind of skid back a little bit, and I spit some blood out. I grab some thieves' tools and I want to little hammer, and I want to bend my guard of my sword so that it's no longer flat but pointed upwards, so I can spin it around a little better for multi enemies. And kind of give a pause.
Yeah.
And
You just have a training dummy tree?
grab one of the vials that I made.
Uh-oh.
I gotta get used to it while fighting. I pop the lid. And I just pour it without touching my lips and just let it hit my throat and try not taste it. And the minute I go, my veins from my fingertips, you'd see a black, slightly green tinge just flash up to my eyes as my dragon eyes flare up for a second, probably before I start just coughing and spitting some of it out, and I'll try fight again. Just keep repeating, fighting, vomiting and coughing.
Jesus.
You go a few rounds, taking moments where you need them, feeling out of your depth, an unfamiliarity with something that felt so familiar, this sinking feeling that slowly both grows but subsides as you're going about this. You might not be used to it yet, but through repetition and in time, you know your body will adapt.
I at the end of it, probably cuts and bruises. Just look at my skin to see if I'm any paler.
You tell me.
Yeah, I feel like he dropped a tone. You can see his veins a little bit more. It's just still feels like I'm gonna throw up at any moment. Thank you. I should head back, but I will be back every day.
Small steps.
Yeah, I'll try.
As again, the branches of that tree re-cement themselves.
I grab my armor, chuck it on Rogue, and I just kind of let Rogue take me. I don't think I'm in a riding position. I'm just I'm
Slumped over.
asleep on him, glorious.
Yeah.
Just knocked out.
The hours of the afternoon, Rogue delivers you home. Is there anything Lily or Yorna are doing in the evening hours of this day?
I'm just gonna be reading the book.
Are you coming back to mine, or?
I'll come back to yours.
All right. I'll make us some dinner.
I'll be happy. Bangers and mash.
If you want, I can make bangers and mash.
Yeah.
All right.
Bangers and mash.
Was my door okay?
Open the door.
Oh shoot!
Anybody come by?
The whole house is toppled.
It's just dead dude on the ground. Oh no!
Oh shit!
Yes.
Sally, no!
Just came. Oh no! And she's holding flowers. I got you something.
How do you enter your house knowing that this is here? How do you check safely on this?
Kick the door.
Go to the. Yeah, I know where it is. I just grab my blade, and by the hidden gap, I'm gonna put where the rope would be, and put my sword down, and see if I feel any tension.
Tension's still there.
Okay. Look, I'm just gonna open the door and try to catch it.
Okay. You open the door. Go ahead and give me a. Let's call it a dexterity saving throw.
Please roll on that one. It'll be funny.
Never
16.
16 plus 8.
Yeah. You swing the door open, and as it goes to fall, you grab it midair.
No.
Almost drop it.
Yeah.
Trying to cough. I put this in my bag. I grab my armor and put it in my backpack, and just put everything. Shoulder. Put on my hood. And I go to Yorna's.
Oh, house party.
And
Actually, yeah, how's Daria doing at this point?
when you get back, Daria is now laid out on one of the couches. You can see that a towel is over her head and has been frozen completely solid. And Garver is sitting
I
there
was
with
gonna ask if he was there.
glasses on, reading through a book that he found somewhere in your place.
I need a drawing of that. I'm gonna draw that.
It's a diary.
As the two of you are making your way back to the house, you probably see hooded figure heading in your direction, a little kind of suspicious, drunken looking.
Oh, back away.
Let's go in the house.
Yes, let's.
That's what close the door.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Oh, that's you. You
Yeah.
look very
Did you drink?
suspicious. Wait, are you okay?
Are you drunk?
I looked up the book for a bit. No, I'm okay. I'm not drunk. I just feel.
Why you look like a ghost?
I was just practicing new potions.
On yourself?
Yeah, they're harmless.
Harmless.
Ah, funny. Are you hurting yourself?
Would you want some? No, it's just increasing the intensity so I can be stronger. Because these plant things are no joke.
Well, you look like you could do with a meal, and lucky for you,
If I eat right now, I'll probably throw up.
Throw up.
not even bangers and mash.
Oh, don't make me think of mash.
All right. Well,
I'm just good. Just maybe some water.
you can have water. You can have the bed. Have a lie down. Whatever you need.
Because I wanted to, get our story straight so we're ready for tomorrow's succubus action.
I also need to speak with you all about something. I had my meeting with Carmine, and I'd like to give you guys an update. Whether that be early morning or right now, up to you.
Whatever you want, I'm ready.
All
Anything.
right. Well,
This is the first time you guys see me in armor. I'm just wearing a white shirt with my armor pants.
you look comfortable.
You're back.
Yes.
I didn't realize your roommate was Daria, but I've tended to her the best I can.
I can see that. Thank you for that.
She drunk?
She was.
Still,
What did you do to help her?
Well, she fell unconscious. I heard cold helps.
Oh, how about this? I go into my bag and I grab my herbal kit, and since I'm able to make basic as medicines to sell, I'll whip up a hangover cure.
Yeah.
oh my god,
give me a medicine check.
amazing.
It's real quick. Medicine check.
Yeah.
14.
14. All right. Yeah, you take a few moments pulling a few herbs, and Gavia giving you a few if you require some extras.
Sprinkle a little bit of violet in.
Daria doesn't need that.
Daria, drink this.
Just
Drink this. It's a hangover cure.
Oh, you're trying to kill me.
No.
Oh.
Damn, I worked this thing.
Well, I mean, the room's not spinning. That's a start. Oh, thank you. Like pulls herself to like at least sit up in the chair, but like still has her head back with the like rapidly melting ice pack on her forehead as the flames kind of lick around it from her head.
Used to sell remedies for cash sometimes.
Well, at least you're good at it.
This is probably the most lively this house has been in a while. It's nice. All right. Well,
sit down.
if you two want to join me in the kitchen and we can chat.
I get back up. Alright, yeah.
I can bring the chair.
Oh, I thought it was like a couch. I don't know.
I mean, there's a couch, there's an armchair, there's probably a stool.
I'll go sit.
So, I talked to Carmine, and it turns out that Elowin, and this is top secret, you guys are not to say a word
I look at Lily.
at all
What?
to anyone.
Slashing.
I know.
Alright, cool.
She has gone missing.
Who's Alwyn?
Leader of the gear.
Get off the gear.
Yes, gone missing. Yes,
And no one knows where they are.
yes. And we need to figure this out in 4 days so that I can prove to the headmaster that you two are great company and we can solve many things together.
So, what you're telling us is that we've got 4 days to beat the Legion at this investigation.
Yes, but I think we have perspective on our side because if push comes to shove, this is worst case scenario. There is that tiefling lady with the information gathering.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, this is worst case scenario because I'd rather not get her involved.
Mm.
But what I'm saying is, you know people in the Understone.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is something that the Legion won't be able to touch.
Well, based on my last conversation with Xavier, I think the succubus is making the fuel.
I think we need to talk to the succubus about Elohim. I was thinking that.
Tomorrow morning at 8:00 at the forest somewhere.
All right.
I have nothing on my sleeve right now.
No, neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have things on your sleeve.
But either way, I just wanted to make it clear that this was probably very much related to everything.
So either they got taken out, but that's unlikely because of the leader. So they might have just like.
Do you want to hear my take on it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Xavier said something was being built.
Mm-hmm.
What if Elowen used her position in the gear to gain materials, funding for building this, and the fuel, the new fuel she's using for the wardens, was experimentation, and it is actually for whatever she is building.
I was thinking something similar. I just don't know why they would disappear all of a sudden.
Well, I think that whatever she's building is probably in its final stages, and so it probably requires her full attention. This is what I think, but again, it pains me to think of Elowen like this, as she has always been so, I don't know, it just feels weird to think she'd go behind the gear's back, or the Legion's back for that matter.
Well, I think maybe I'm not much of the person that puts hope in people that I don't know, but for once, I'm going to play that card. I think they might have been a good person because...
You think they got roped in?
No, I think they figured it out because they're the leader of the gear. Because Xavier also mentioned that people people other than the gear are also putting runes on these things. So that means people not in the gear are working on them too. So I'm thinking potentially he figured that out and maybe
Elowen figured this out and wants to stop it.
Yeah, all got,
Captured.
yeah, or worse.
Oh, kept quiet. But by the sounds, the last time they saw, well, Carmine saw her was when she gave her a vial of the fuel that we got from the warden that had malfunctioned. Back then I didn't realize it was the fuel, but
But it might have clicked something in this, and Zamina, she already, her and her brain, and might have made her investigate and then get captured. But again, I think this will wait till the succubus.
I agree, but I wanted to let you guys know that we have to find Elowen because I believe she's the only one who knows what's in that fuel.
Yeah.
I asked Natasha, she knows nothing.
Well, succubus made it apparently, or worked on it, so we might get that out. So, I want to say that you guys should be ready for tomorrow. I don't want to do what Xavier asks of us, killing. I don't want to listen to a devil, because they're just pure evil. However, the succubus is also pure evil, and probably has hurt people in the past. So once we get information, it is our duty to get rid of a being like that.
If it poses a threat to the city, I certainly agree.
Then it'll be of our own volition instead of saved.
Good way of thinking about it.
Alright, so we have goals, we have questions, we're gonna get answers.
So we just rest up till tomorrow.
Indeed.
On that note, I'm not hungry, thank you. I'm just gonna go sit down.
Alright, if you change your mind, I'll leave some leftovers out for you.
I'm not taking the long rest. But I would like to attempt some during my time, just an easy, simple thing, potentially.
Are you staying here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
Well then, you go and find one of the empty rooms. As you're preparing a meal and Daria is slowly coming to at the end of a long headache-induced day. Gavia, would need any help in the kitchen?
I think I've got it all covered. Thank you. Are you staying?
I will enjoy your company for the evening. I might head back to my accommodations and make haste in the morning.
Alright, so just for dinner then?
For now, yes.
Alright.
David, right?
Yes.
How long have you been in Argentum?
Argentum. I am not a citizen of the city. I live in the small village of Flowers, slightly to the north. 2 days' travel by cart. Born and raised there. Been there my 60 years of existence.
60. Not too old. Would you happen to know anything of ancient Draconic?
Would he happen to know anything of ancient Draconic?
Ancient Draca? Draca what?
The histories of my people are not entwined with draconic happenings, I'm afraid.
That's alright.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
No, it's not your fault.
Is there something you're looking into?
I mainly looked around the sundial. It's to do with what the Dryad said in the forest about the so-called scent of the city.
Ah, I see. Yes. That tracks. You must have found some sort of a clue then.
Mainly some ancient Draconic on the sundial in the runes, and so it led me to one of the books at the library.
Yes. I mean, I know as much as anyone else in this city that this place was at least partially founded by the dragon, whose name the city comes from, but nothing more than that, I'm afraid.
Do you know anything about the dragon?
The basic history of the city as I recall it, there was some wandering nomadic type that came across this little pocket in the mountains and decided he wanted to build a nation here. A city, rather. The dragon agreed, helped to protect it until they both disappeared or died or whatever happened some century or so ago.
And then what happened after?
I mean, the city's continued to survive. Lost its religion for a while, but that seems to be slowly coming back. The city's always adapted, survived, as I understand it.
Very confusing. Have a lot to think about.
Of course.
As a side note, tonight I would like to attune to the blood.
Finally. Nice.
Young.
Chopping potatoes.
These bangers of mash gonna be extra bloody.
Yeah, you're able to prepare a meal. Everyone that's in the living room sits down and enjoys that food. Daria taking bites through groans of discomfort. You take some time during and after that to familiarize yourself with the weapon and eventually forge a connection with it.
I do show it to Daria.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she'd appreciate this.
Should be paying attention as you're going through that process of familiarizing yourself until kind of that final moment of attunement where you feel like a tugging sensation down your arm. You see your veins for a moment kind of pulse and bulge as you watch blood pull up the handle of the axe and disperse through the axe hip. You take 6 points of damage as you feel blood like withdrawn from you for a moment as it fills the axe head. And then a few moments later, onto the floor of your home.
Right. Well, I didn't mean to activate it.
But you are now attuned to the bloodthirster.
Sick. Well, that's gonna be a pain to clean up. Oh well.
Nonsense. Gavia takes his staff and just kind of flips it upwards, and the blood just seems to like pull from the carpet and hover mid-air and then just vanish.
Can I keep Gavia? Can I have Gavia?
Could have made bleach.
Just goes back to eating.
That was real casual. Oh, you got blood on the floor?
I did.
My gosh.
I did want to.
Magical.
I wanted to turn one of my violets into an oil.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because I'm curious to see if I can get similar effects to the fuel by turning it into oil form and touching it and see if it has some sort of paralyzation thing in it.
In turning it into an oil, what is the hope?
I'm hoping to bring out its paralyzation ability. Like I'll turn it into an oil and then touch it.
Yeah. Oh, the violet.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I see what you're getting at. This thing is reverse engineerable.
Yeah.
Give me a... This is What do you... I'm going to call this medicine check, but take it with disadvantage, because you have very limited tools here at Yorna's home.
Yeah.
Help yourself to the kitchen knives, but
Disadvantage. Oh, that's not really good. 8.
8. Okay. You take a bit of time as you're like sitting in that room, mixing it with like some existing like half-made like tinctures and oils that you'd mix as you go. You're able to infuse like an oil that you might use to coat your blade. You touch that for a moment. Do you want to give me a Constitution saving throw?
oh no.
So, I got a +3,
Yeah.
so 4.
I see.
Nat to 1.
Another one.
You touch it for a moment.
Makes sense. I'm not very Constitution right now.
Yeah. And for a moment, you don't feel yourself freeze up.
That's kind of lame.
You feel a shoot of pain that runs up your arm in like a split-second instant, and it's gone, and you, for like a half a second, hear like your mind is speaking to you in 1,000 voices at once, but you instantly snap out of it and kind of look around the room for a moment. And don't... Give me a perception check.
What the heck?
15.
15.
You're dying.
You look around for a moment after hearing that, and this has been like half a second. You look around for a sec, and you can see that there's a vial smashed on the floor that definitely wasn't when you touched the liquid. You get the sense that that brief moment was likely a little bit longer. Like you were in a state of paralysis, but couldn't tell.
And how far away is this vial? Like, is this something I dropped?
It's just something that was on that stand that you'd been working on and like knocked off as you likely were paralyzed for a moment before coming to.
I grab that oil. I stumble across the hallway. Is Garvia still here?
Yes?
I need to walk over. I extracted some of that drug into an oil, and perhaps to try recreate the fuel or something similar to what it does.
Right.
The fuel is quite known for paralyzing people. I just touched this and a lot of weird shit just happened.
Right.
And it was hard to tell. It didn't hurt me. Could you touch it so I can see what happens to someone? And maybe you could understand by feeling it.
Of course.
Make sure to fail the con save.
He reaches out and touches it, and like pulls his finger free, and it kind of like runs down the side of his hand, and just like a drop of it drips onto the carpet. Nothing.
I'll wait a bit.
Nothing seems to happen.
Fuck.
It's how they call
I'll touch it
You
again.
touch it again? Give me another concept.
Can I fail it?
Yeah, you like willingly fail that for a moment. And everyone in the room watches as he touches that and freezes for a second. Again, you feel that rush of pain and your voice repeating in your head 1,000 times for a half second, and you come out. And for everyone else, Strider had been like frozen there, paralyzed for 30, 40 seconds.
How long was I frozen? Because it feels like a half a second for me.
40 seconds.
About a minute.
Yeah. That was weird.
I can like hear my voice like 1,000 times and it like It doesn't feel like that long to me.
It's poisonous in nature.
So how come it doesn't affect Gavia, but it affects you?
You're tiefling, correct?
Yes.
Perhaps, maybe, no offense, maybe your demonic blood protects you?
I mean, is this a poison base?
Could be.
Right, that won't do anything.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, I guess it works on people. That has a very... They are connected. It's just a stronger version because it's the oil. Whatever they're
What's
making
it stronger, what you have or what they
what
have?
I have. Because whatever they're making the fuel is using this, but it's mixing things with it. So it's diluted. I'm sure if this didn't have whatever is in it, it would be this powerful.
Well, there has to be something in it that would allow it to work as fuel. This is probably just the base. I just don't know why she would use something like this.
That's why we need to talk to our mutual acquaintance. Sorry about that, Gavi.
No, it's all right. Curious.
I wasn't sure how similar tieflings are when it comes to their resistances.
Yeah, it depends. Mine's generational.
But I studied all sorts of monsters and I'm pretty well versed in devils, so I thought something I shouldn't have missed. That's why she can create it. It doesn't affect her.
Oh, the succubus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she would be resistant to it. So only someone that could make it.
I still don't know why it would be used as fuel.
Oh, well,
Dunno.
I did have another speculation on it. Because usually with plants, sometimes there could be a crossbreed of some, and the fact that violet is consumable, maybe there is another variant that is not consumable and more potent.
To be fair, maybe diluting it is the key. When taken as the drug version, it powers someone up. It extends how much they can do, right? It is an energizer, which is kind of fuel-like. Perhaps when they're bringing out the more energizing side of it, but then that weakens the paralyzing side of it. What I've done has increased the paralyzing side of it.
So you've just done the opposite, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So they're
I'm not sad about it.
so they're they're increasing
That's
the
great.
benefit more.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
no, and you have so many of those flowers.
I do. Well, we should sleep so we can ask all this to the succubus before we...
Paralyze ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry for keeping that a secret.
You're deep in this.
Deep
Yeah,
indeed.
we've got it under control.
Well, this concerns the city's safety, so
And potentially the wider forest.
Well, I'm gonna sleep because that did not make me feel any better than I already do, so...
I shall also head off to bed.
Before you do, small forest creature, name one.
A small forest creature?
Yes.
Like a rabbit?
Well,
Rabbit.
He takes his staff for a moment, like peels a strip of bark off the top that seems to spiral around for a moment, and he tosses it into the fireplace. You watch a plume of smoke and flame, and a small white rabbit jumps out.
Oh,
Just so that I can keep eyes. If you see this thing, it's just me checking in.
okay.
Oh.
It's very cute.
I need to return to the Bloom Grove tomorrow and make sure everything's all right there, but want to make sure that I'm not leaving you entirely unattended.
Is that only visual?
Yes.
Okay. So we can't talk to it, and then it's like you can hear us.
I can see and hear through the creature, yes.
Okay.
As I go to bed, I would say, nothing to worry about, but just keep you guys on guard. Felt like a presence was watching me earlier today, but I was quick to the punch and I couldn't see them. It just felt weird. I'm pretty good at that.
Well, I mean, I'll lock the doors and the windows. That's the best I can
Yeah,
offer.
I'm saying tomorrow.
No intruders.
You know what I mean?
No intruders.
I go and I turn all my leaves into oil.
Yeah.
If I can.
How many doses of leaf do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
How many doses of
3
leaf?
doses only.
Now that you know that you can kind of do this on the fly, just go ahead and give me 2 more medicine checks.
Not at this one?
No, just straight roll.
You already know. No.
Now that you know that it doesn't require much in the way of food.
14.
Mm-hmm.
18.
Okay. With a bit more knowledge in how to do this, mixing it with kind of like an oil base that you would use to, coat a sword or disperse poisons through, you take the time to infuse it. And it's not as vibrant as the fuel. It's not fluorescent pink, but it turns that like neutral colored liquid in your flasks. Like if you're shining a light through it, there's like a slight pink tinge as bits of those leaves kind of float in it. And you have 3 vials of violet oil.
Yeah. I'll just keep the violet cards in there, oil.
Yeah.
Andy and I crash.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to go to strategy room.
Ding dong.
Are you kidding me? What was it?
Poor man just wants to sleep.
It's me.
Yeah, what's up, Lily? You can come in, the door's unlocked.
I can wait till tomorrow.
No, that's fine, you already woke me up. Interrupted my long rest.
Sorry. I just wanted to run something by you. No.
Yeah, okay.
I was thinking of doing something that could possibly endanger me for the sake of gaining more information.
Oh no.
I sit up. What the fuck are you on about?
Uh-oh. Lily's gone rogue.
It's to do with Chestnut.
The people that you're stressed out about? Yeah, what about them? They seemed okay. A little prickish, but...
I'm not unsafe. I'm from there.
There you go.
Hold up. Sorry, give me... What up, skin?
You put it
From-
on your face.
You're from Sassanor, the
Yes.
maid place? Okay.
And I have this. And I pull out the necklace.
So, it's pretty.
Pongo gave it to me as a protection. So that the people from, a specific person from Chassanor or people of Chassanor doesn't find me.
Okay. And Krongle's from...
He's from the small village. He took care of me.
Okay. Yeah, you mentioned Krongle. That's how you know Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you have something that protects you from being found by someone from the powerful island of mages, and then you want to do something dangerous. Okay. What are you plotting first?
I know that there are people here looking for me right now. from Chassenor, and I personally know them, and I could probably convince them into helping us with this stuff that we're doing.
Ignoring the your that place. I don't find that necessary.
You don't?
We're pretty on track.
You want to find it beneficial to have someone from Chassenor as they... I did a lot of investigating today, mainly on the sundial, as it could be the center of the city, which could relate to the Dryad.
Mm-hmm.
And it had links to ancient dragons or ancient draconic, which led to some more stuff, and it mainly needs people with information who could be from that time or know of that time.
Do you have any of these ancient dragon texts with you?
This book that I found at the library.
Can I read it?
You can read the same bits that Lily could. Again, the title on the spine, you can read the single rune that means dragon, but not the two around it. You can make out most of the actual contents of the book itself.
Similar ancient, alright. It sounds like you did a lot of work today, but it's fine to take a breather, because think about what we've figured out so far. Someone's gone missing. The violet's used in the fuel. The succubus might know what they're making, and we shouldn't jump to conclusions and get big cards like people from Sassanor involved unless we really need it. We don't even know what information the succubus will give. What if they tell us what's being made? What if they tell us what's in the fuel? And then, but you've already done that and put yourself in danger, and...
Well, I haven't.
I know what I'm saying, but what if you did? Right? I think we wait till we get information from the succubus before we make any drastic moves. We're on track right now, we're not too far. We have leads, we've got some guesses and some ideas. And I just don't fully see the connection yet between them and what the gear is up to.
Oh, well, apparently that's how the gear got here.
They probably, what, how long ago though?
Years? Like, 6 years ago?
And only recently have they been getting larger mithril orders, which would be towards the skull. I don't think this is a major play that's been going on for 6 whole years. If it was, it'd already be done. Look how much of the city has been built, look how much items have been created. They're pretty good at what they do. I'm just saying hold off till we get a bit more information. I'm not gonna bother asking why you're scared of people from an island like that, but take advice from someone that learns a little thing about it. It's not worth risking your life or people around you if you are in danger.
I think I understand.
Because I'm not sure about them, but they're definitely not weak.
No.
The fact that one of them's floating 24/7 tells me that they know what they're doing.
Well, apparently they are not too foul.
They're at the festivals. Until the skyship leaves, they're probably in town.
And now there's someone else.
Just stick by me for the next few days then. I can't babysit you.
What?
Hold up. Stick by me or Yorna. Pretty good at catching sneaky people.
I'll stay by you though.
That's fine. I just have a lot going on currently. A lot of training and personal things that I'm trying to deal with, so I might need a few hours a day. You might have to be with Yorna.
Okay.
I don't bite.
I won't let anything happen to you. I doubt they'll make any big strides anyway. Especially if we're now working with someone from the Legion and technically not on their payroll, but you get what I mean. It's a little more dangerous to deal with you that way.
I've just been worried and scared these past few days.
Yeah, there's a lot of terrifying monsters in the world, but there's a lot of scary people as well. Humans are smart. They can strategize on like some monsters. You've got nothing to worry about. You've got a lot of people around you currently. I also think I might have scared those two off a little bit. I was very interesting towards them.
Interesting?
I just questioned them and then kind of... I overheard them saying something.
Let's see if I can find it.
What they say, huh?
They said it was a mistake bringing
Something.
Merion, Maroon.
Maroon?
I can't spell.
I speak every language, but I
Not
can't
in
spell for
character.
sure.
Whoops. Kyle, can't spell. What was it? It's Merion, Maroon?
Who knows?
It's in here somewhere.
I got it, but I just definitely didn't spell it right.
I believe.
Bringing in person is a mistake.
Bringing
In person. I read it either.
I did.
Then where is it?
I can't friggin' find it.
Not in the big book.
I know. Maru.
Maru. Bringing Maru was a mistake. You didn't know any Maru? Well, they said that secretly and they were really arguing about it. I overheard them at some point in the day, and when I left, I was like, I hope Maru doesn't become a mistake till I tell them I knew stuff about them. Or put them on edge.
I see.
I have no idea why I did it, but I did.
I don't know if that was a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, that day was really difficult, so I made a lot of weird decisions.
I see.
Yeah, you'll be safe. We'll take care of you. I do need some sleep though, as you can see.
Yes. Sorry for dumping all that on you.
So, don't be scared if I look more sickly over the next few days.
Even if you are possibly on the verge of death?
Well, if we're in a fight and I'm on the verge of death, that's not related to what's going on.
Okay.
I don't really have any good luck charms to give you. If it helps, I'll keep whatever you told me a secret if that's what you want. But S once told me recently that it's not good to be alone and you should trust people. Not that I follow half of that, but...
Oh well, for me it's hard, because with trust also should come with understanding.
Yeah, we're all from different backgrounds. Well, I always knew your necklace was magical, but I was wondering what it did.
This hides me from divination or like scrying magic.
So you're good. Especially against high level people, so you won't get found that easily. You can have this room if you want, or you can go back to your room.
No, it's okay. I can go back to my room.
I lay down and I'll be like, well, I hope for your sake and all else that Lily is a stage name. I can go to sleep.
Nice.
Good night.
Gets off to bed.
Yeah. Yes.
You all find a slightly more comfortable, maybe adrenaline-filled night's rest in the wake of a very jovial festival and then very intense following morning. You all find rest.
Yay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long rest is had by all. It's the morning sun rises. And you hear the ever faint rumbling of the walls, snoring kind of echoes from one of the back corner rooms.
Yeah, screams from the street.
Yeah. Always. You all find a night's rest. The sun washing in through the windows in this home, a much more peaceful morning, although there is not rain, but like a slight drizzle in the air. Just like that annoying amount that it doesn't feel like you're getting wet, but you walk any distance and you're drenched, kind of light rain. You all awaken. What's happening?
I think we agreed to meet in the morning sometime. So
Well, we're in the same house.
I get up, find the others, while I scroll my phone to find my what's the creature?
I'm making brookie.
Yeah, I'm sure now ready for breakfast.
Daria would walk into the kitchen like, tank top, like pajamas on, like walking in, like rubbing her eyes, goes, tea?
Yes, I can make tea.
Thank you. And we'll like turn back around and walk out to the couch and just plant herself there.
Surely you're not still hungover.
Nah, just waking up.
There.
I just sits at the table not eating, but he's just like reading his book.
I put my heart and soul into these waffles. You will eat these waffles.
You can make waffles.
I'm just trying to prepare for this fight.
Okay.
Fight?
Oh yes, if we need extra hands, Daria here would love to get in a fight.
Are you busy today, Darren?
What day is it?
I believe it's
I'm good.
a Monday.
I'm free, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Not to be rude, I haven't seen you fight. How good are you at taking a hit compared to Yorna?
I'll give her a run for her money.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, we should have you come along for this one just in case.
Fuck yeah.
Because honestly,
But it also might be a lot of talking.
yeah,
You
but we are
okay
going to
with
fight
this?
it. We are going to fight it in the end.
As long as I get to hit something.
Yeah, just... Is your weapon magical?
No.
You just got to take a little bit more swing.
It's fine. Never stopped me before.
All I will say as I take my first bite of food and...
Oh, come on, it's not that
No,
bad.
it's not that. It's just me right now. That's enough.
Wow.
In my book, I have a lot of monsters running down what they do, dangerous things, what I've studied. Well, some of them come from me researching other books and writing down what I remember. Under succubus, in big, like, writing next to the name, it says "Be wary."
Sorry? Repeat that?
right next to the name, it says "Be wary" in large writing.
What name?
Succubus.
Worry of what?
Probably just that she's probably going to try and lie and
Yeah,
charm. I think it's the charming part.
They are
Seducing.
they're what I call a tier 1 upper threat.
I know what that means.
Yeah, just strength wise. However, don't let them kiss you. Okay.
Kiss?
Yeah.
And why would I do that?
Just it's gonna try.
Okay.
It can shapeshift. And it's resistant to cold, fire, and
What kind of bullshit are you all wrapped up in?
Do you want to explain to her what this is?
I explain everything.
Succubus.
Well, that's a proper. That's a proper shit show.
Yeah. It's really annoying because I've got it written that it's resistant to cold and fire, and more.
Who the fuck wrote this book?
Me, but it's like from multiple. I just haven't found any more information yet.
Right.
But to be fair, if you guys distract her long enough, I can figure it out on the spot. That's how good I am.
Well, we're
I
going
like
in.
him.
That's good. We're going in for information first anyway, and then we can worry about
My
that.
plate.
Thank you. Take that and polish it up pretty quick.
While we talk, I should be.
I
able to,
already love whatever this
study.
dynamic is.
I should be able to study while we talk to her.
All right, well, that's good.
I don't have. I used to have a thing on me that would alert me if we were near certain types of creatures. I don't have that anymore, so we're just gonna have to.
What happened to it?
I just put it away for now.
Something that
It's,
useful.
it's a bit damaged.
It's
Damaged.
getting repaired?
No, I don't know how to repair it.
What? So then
Well, I
you
mean, I'm
gave it
sure we can
away?
take it somewhere to get it repaired. It seems like a handy tool.
Just at home.
All right.
You left it at home.
Yeah.
And you did. But I've always seen you wear
It's
it.
broken. Oh, we're broken.
For style.
Style.
The
Yeah.
full memories?
No. So once everyone's ready, I would like to get there not fashionably late.
All right.
Potentially early so I can get a little study on their walk.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I am pretty much ready to go.
Can I recall if I remember agreeing to meet alone, or I did say I'd bring people?
You didn't specify.
Cool, sweet, easy.
No.
You just organized a meeting.
Maybe like you
Don't-
guys stay back a little bit because
Alright.
I don't want us to look like we're jumping them.
I also will not wear my Legionnaire's armor because that would be a bad idea. You've got some casual clothes somewhere, right?
Yeah, look, if I don't have to put the uniform on, I'm all for it.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where the succubus is, so you will be leading the way.
Yeah, I'll lead the way. Do I know, based on my research on succubus, if they were to charm someone, what are their go-to targets? Out of, like, if they were to pick?
Give me a history check.
Tall and handsome.
16.
16. To answer your question mechanically, they wouldn't necessarily know who to pick on, but if they could easily spot a target with low wisdom, that would be their pick.
May I ask?
What is my win?
May I ask who looks like they're not quite the?
I wasn't going to say it.
If at any point it looks like you're getting charmed,
Yeah.
let me know. I can stop it.
All right.
What
let's
is
go.
her wisdom?
Who knows?
Already
Better not
already
be
charmed.
reminded. Yeah.
It's too late. All right, let's go.
Plus zero. Surely not a minus. Alright, we head out.
Just look at the really shitty job I did on my handle.
What happened to your sword?
I did some flourishing tricks where I let it roll off my wrist and catch it. It's good for fighting multiple monsters. It's just because you only need it.
It does the job.
If it, normal guard is for blocking your hand if you're fighting someone with a sword, but what if you're needing multiple targets that don't have swords? But I did it with a hammer, so it kind of...
I was going to say it looks a bit like a botched job.
Daria would throw her big, padded shoulder, short sleeve, cropped, red leather jacket on, sling a great axe over her back, and go, "All right, where the fuck we going?"
Forest.
Which
Follow me.
one
I'll
of
take
those?
them to the location. Put it at the map at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that it was like...
Wander back through the ring of earth, out near the forest, around your estate, but kind of up into a more not uncharted, but a more scarce part of the forest where there aren't people or creatures.
I will put my hand up. Tell everyone to wait here. I'll be 30 feet ahead. And just
I trust you.
wait. And as I take 10 steps away, I'll... Deep breath. Drink.
Is this one of your heightened doses?
Heightened dose of protection from evil and good.
Nice.
Man,
Just everyone from behind could probably see some veins come up. Just like the holy mouth and some blood coming out. And I'd continue walking.
Walking on, Daria kind of puts an arm around both Lily and Yorna. He goes, "Right, so there's going to be some talking first.
Talking first, you will know when we are fighting.
All right, I'll just hang back.
Alright.
Okay." Pushes it to you forwards. All right, let's go. Starts trudging forward.
And I try to keep an eye out for anyone.
Yeah, all right.
Scan the woods.
As we're all walking, can I get a group perception check?
Hell yeah.
So you're wandering through the early morning forest.
oh, yeah.
12.
Sin City.
8.
25?
What did Daria get?
Yeah, that's about right.
Looking at the
Surely
birds.
he's better than me.
What is perception? Wisdom? 7.
One less.
She's looking around at the little bit of wildlife that's fluttering through the trees.
Nice.
You walk for 10, 20, 30 minutes, maybe 3/4 of an hour from the border of the city. A little bit further. Eventually, Strata, you catch out of the corner of your eye, just a small clearing in the trees. Small patch where there doesn't seem to be any large overgrowth here. You see a bit of a dirt mound with a rock on the top. Looks like maybe it was once a sculpture, but it's just kind of rubble at this point, and there seems to be someone sitting on top of it with their back to you.
As I turn to my left to see that clearing, I'm gonna softly grab my vial of violet oil, and I'm just gonna pour it down my sheath, the blade, and just pour it
Oh,
away.
shoot.
And I will signal that I'm turning, and I will go into the...
As you turn, Daria kind of leans over. Should I just wait here?
Well, obviously don't seem too, intimidating. Just stick with us, but
Okay.
not intimidating.
All right. Continue. Are you attempting to approach stealthily here?
No.
Okay.
Where's a cucumber?
When you walk,
Swagger to me, that's kind of
yeah,
failed behind. I'm choking back this potion right now.
you kind of walk to the edge of that tree line. Now you can see this is maybe like a 20, 25 foot little area where there is no trees. That small mound in the middle with a rock on top of it. And you see sitting on top of that rock with their legs dangling down the other side, just kind of swinging back and forth, kind of relaxed sitting on that rock. You see a small gnomish girl, couldn't be more than 11 or 12.
I will. I'm just gonna see if they like twitch or understand what I say, and I'm just gonna say hello in devilish, infernal.
Infernal.
Devilish.
You mutter that, this sharp, ancient, guttural language that just sounds violent by the very nature of it. All out in the direction of this child. Their legs stop swinging and they kind of sit still. You see them like push themselves off of this rock and kind of disappear down the other side of it. You hear, children's footsteps as they round the other side and kind of peek back from behind the rock. Friends?
Yes, friends. Didn't want to scare you, so I've left my friends back. Not to arouse danger.
Kind of walks out from behind the rock. Again, maybe like 2.5, 3 feet tall. This tiny little child. A light, kind of dirty blonde hair that's pulled back in a bit of a bun, freckles across the face, a simple tunic, sleeves rolled up. What are you doing out here?
So I got to answer. I just eye them down. Hunter sense.
What does that do for you?
Not verbal, just my skill.
Yeah.
I get to know their resistance, immunities, and vulnerabilities, and what they are.
Resistances, immunities, vulnerabilities. Okay. This creature is resistant to cold, fire, lightning, poison, and bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons.
Yeah, but the paralyzation. Oh no, because that.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Why would you code it on there when you already knew that the succubus
Well,
was going to be?
this one said cold, fire, and more. Could it might not be poison?
Yeah, but we had established that.
Not all
kind doesn't-
devils. Not yeah. There's a chance at something.
Does it give you condition immunities or just damage?
Just those.
Okay.
Sorry, let me. Who has any damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities?
Okay.
What they are.
So not conditions.
That's good. This the form you choose to wear every day, or just for the occasion?
Just today. So it's kind of crooked grin curled up on the
Nah, she's creepy.
What do you know about this meeting that we're having?
Child.
What must I explain first?
She kind of like puts the arms out like a, kid playing airplane or dragon or whatever and kind of runs around the
Dragon.
rock as she's talking. As, bobbing up and down as she runs around this rock, just having childlike fun, if you will. Ronald said some friends wanted to talk, wanted to know what was happening.
Yes, we were told about you from a mutual friend, Lou.
Lou. The pretty boy.
Yes,
Pretty boy.
good friends with him. Just have a few questions. We actually ran into someone that doesn't really like you all that.
Who?
We'll get to that. I have some questions, and I can reward you with that answer if you answer mine.
Okay.
Pull out some fuel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what this is?
Seen it before.
Or you haven't worked on it before?
Worked on it? No.
Inside check.
Give me an inside check.
That 20.
Not lying.
Oh.
Again, jumping into Jenny Bubbles.
You know where this oil comes from? And I pull out the violet oil.
See this look of like partial recognition? Sort of.
Comes from a leaf or tea leaf called violet.
Yeah.
Heard it's your doing?
Maybe.
Where are you getting these violets from?
Friend?
May I know who?
No.
Hmm.
Excuse me. Do you know of an Elowen?
Maybe.
Maybe. And what could you tell me of this Elowen? It's very important.
Why?
Because I am a concerned friend.
He's busy.
All right, and this concerned friend would like to know where she is. Just to know that she is safe.
Working.
Working.
Yeah.
You don't seem to mind answering our questions.
No.
The violet, is it used for more things than just this drug?
It's where it ends up. Its last stop.
It's the last,
What is its last stop? The fuel?
No.
the drug itself.
Just the drug.
Where does the violet come from?
See this like grin. He just gestures to the fuel vial that you're holding in your other hand.
It starts from this.
Kind of.
Maybe that is used to help make them grow.
Why does Alwyn want the violet?
For a second, she just kind of zones out. This like 1,000-yard stare through you into the forest, the eyes almost like glazed over, not responding. What?
Why does Alwyn want the violet?
Why? Violent. He doesn't need it.
But she needs what it is before, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And what for?
You.
For?
So many questions.
I need to know where Elowen is.
Mm-mm.
Can I look where she was looking?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Wow.
How's a 29?
29. You kind of look over your shoulder in the direction that she stared off to for a second. There's trees that you can see for maybe 200 feet before the tree line kind of collides with itself and stops vision. There's absolutely nothing there.
I've studied devils and fiendish people for quite a while. And you all seem to really like working together. You don't really like working with others, apparently.
Some of them,
Would you say most?
most of them work together?
You seem to not.
No.
Does that make the others angry?
I don't know. And I don't care.
I have some information that might please you about Xavier. Works under the right hand.
Yes.
Insight check. What is her first at like feeling towards this name.
I would like to
check.
try that as well.
Yeah, go for it.
What?
Oh,
Alright.
22.
Okay.
No gauge.
Oh,
26.
Okay. Both of you see a like flash of recognition in her eyes, but there doesn't seem to be any specific emotion attached to it.
okay.
Some information about him that would come in handy for you.
Okay.
But we need to know what Alwyn is building.
And where she is.
Can't tell you where she is. She's working on a special project.
I told you.
Xavier's information is worth a little more than a project. That answer really isn't an answer.
After all, Xavier already knew about something that was being built.
Lucky him.
So would you like to know this warning from a friend?
Let me think. And she like runs off behind the rock for a moment. You hear her kind of talking to herself, mumbling under her breath for a time. Eventually she walks out. I'm curious. I can't tell you where she is. Give me another question.
Who is Elowen working for?
Give me a persuasion check.
Please. 11.
Working for a friend. A friend of my mother's.
Your mother? Who's your mother?
I ask again, what are they building?
You watch again for a moment. She kind of zones out. As she's kind of like staring down at the grass, you watch for a moment, the whites in her eyes turn black. The like bright blue irises flick red for a moment. And they flash back. This gnomish little girl's bright blue eyes. What?
Can I see if that was some sort of like
Yeah,
control?
is she trying to hold herself together right now?
Give me insight checks if you would like.
26.
14.
Okay. 14, hard to tell. Looks like she's just zoning out. 26. It looks almost for a moment like her mind goes blank. Like there is a point where she is not there, almost, in the body.
You just agreed to tell us what they're building.
Give me a deception check.
Good.
20, unnatural.
The weapon.
Oh no.
Weapon?
Time's almost up.
What's the weapon for?
I heard that the weapon's dangerous for even your kind.
Then why are you helping?
I'm having fun.
Xavier, we ran into him. Really angry fellow, not that good looking. Really wanted you dead. And he's hiring a lot of people to do it. He even tried to hire us.
Kind of looks at each of you for a moment. Tried to.
Try to. We just here to ask questions.
Okay.
I personally am not a fan of Xavier. And I would love to get rid of him. That sounds like it would benefit you as well, would it not?
I think they're too late. Doesn't matter.
So what you're making you think is going to get rid of the right hand and the prophet?
Maybe.
Because
So you want this weapon to get rid of them?
and everyone else.
I'm not saying
Do you get a reward?
I get to have fun.
I have a question for you. I've been nice and I gave you information. I haven't pushed to ask any of those questions you don't want to answer. Is there a mage that controls fire working on this project? Female.
Lots of fire. No mage.
Okay.
Is Elowen working willingly?
May I ask what the weapon's made out of? Mithril, probably?
Not saying.
Can I see if they kind of grinned when I said mithril?
Give me a insight check.
Did I check the game?
The game.
And I did too good till now. 13.
13. Hard to get a read on her reaction to that. Just because you can see almost this, like... There's a bit of a, like, childlike grin that they're putting on, but, like, a slight quiver to it. Like, they're trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Like, they definitely think they're getting a lot more out of this.
If I tell you, I'll tell you the most juiciest secret that you'll ever hear. For exchange, tell us where the weapon's being made.
Yeah.
What if the secret's worth it? What if I tell you first?
Maybe.
How old are you first? How long have you been in Argentum?
Um, 40, 50 rotations?
Rotations as in days?
As in
Maybe.
the planet?
Well, yeah, the planet or the whole.
Do I have permission to walk over and whisper a secret to you?
Yeah.
Gonna kiss you!
I'll walk over,
Smooch.
lean down.
Give me that Hanzo kiss.
I will lean in and I'll whisper, I have old books that I found of teachings on how to kill the prophet. And that is my plan. Help me with this, and I'll see to it.
Give me a deception check here.
That's correct. Oh.
Oh, yes. 21.
20.
Really good for me. That's like the second best I could do.
You lean down, whisper that. I have a wisdom saving throw.
Can I ask, is it from a spell?
No, it isn't.
Is it to do anything with charming?
Yes, it is.
With protection from evil and good, I am immune to the charm effect.
Oh, immune.
Yeah.
Oh.
You feel for a moment a tug kind of like on the edge of your mind as those of you on the tree line watch this little girl kind of like jump up and like kiss Strider on the cheek. Just a little like peck and like look at him kind of curiously.
I say that, and I will then scruffle their hair and go, nice try. No, answer my question.
I don't care. Profit is mother's problem, not mine. I'm just having fun.
What do you want other than fun?
Nothing.
What's fun about working on this project?
Getting to see it all fall down.
Why do you want the prophet dead?
I don't.
Why does your mother want her dead?
They're in the way.
Oh,
Everything.
what is everything? World domination?
Maybe eventually.
Is your mother a devil?
No.
Is she not from a Phoenix race?
Kind of.
What do you mean? What race is your mother?
Who knows? Been here so long. As you kind of look down as she says that, still reasonably close, you can see her complexion is like the skin is growing like a sickly gray, almost green in places. You can see like wrinkles starting to appear on the form as she's struggling to like keep that smile in.
Feel free to stretch.
Mother's been here longer than you, and you, and you.
Let me ask. Do you have resemblance to your mother in looks? No.
Mother is gorgeous.
Yeah. Let me ask if all this stuff that's happening has anything to do with the plants that came alive?
Probably.
And do you know anything to do with a bunch of dead dryads?
That's old history.
Your
But-
mother got anything to do with it?
Punishment.
So, would I be correct in saying, and I started to my back, just closer to my blade, that your mother's a hag?
Let's say that. Again, the eyes kind of flash that black with red iris. Just say, that's a bit rude.
Thought so. I look at Yorna for a second, and I look for a understanding of acceptance as I itch my back and start to move my hand. And looking at Yorna.
Okay. As you go for that strike, go ahead and give me an attack here. Before we begin.
Get the fuckity wuckity. 26.
Okay, that'll hit. Go ahead and roll me something.
Am I fair enough to be able to bonus action anything?
I'm just going to call this one
Okay,
action before we move into
I
combat.
was going to see if I could hunt it. This one. Nice. 11 silver damage. Some devils are weak.
For damage.
Unfortunately, this is half to 5. And does that have the liquid on it?
It did.
Natural 17.
That's
Stuff it. As you take that strike, you all watch as this small gnomish girl fully gets decapitated. The head rolls to the ground. You watch as from that gap an almost like fungus-like growth begins to emerge as it creates a skull and another layer over top as skin that is slightly tan pulls over that, horns from the head. This figure stands and grows to about 5 feet tall. What you see is for the most part, very picture-perfect feminine body. Entirely topless. Simple pants that seem to stop at about the ankle and heeled boots underneath. Wings that unfurl, one of which is leathery, red, membrane-like flesh, very similar to what you would see from any typical devil. The other, while it still has the main structure, doesn't have normal webbing. It instead has a like fungus-like sheet that envelops it. You can see her bare chest. About 50% of it is not flesh, but is rather like fungal plates that pull out of her body like holes have been filled with something partially living. Half of her face, the flesh does not form over, and you can see growths that pop out the side. Crimson red hair pulled back, a tail curls around her hands. Her arms are tan for the most part, but her hands dissipate into like an inky black flesh. Sharp claws. The eyes go permanently that black with red coloration. I reckon we'll end the session there and pick up next time.
Be gone.
Be gone.
Where's the garlic?